Voltage, you know, versus the issue a bit too much. You pointed out, he jumps through the smoke into CT spawn to control. So maybe a bit risky there, and maybe he didn't believe that his team was going to end up winning.
Man edge. Now the spray from the top of the box works out well. 2 versus 2. Steal on the cusp of the smoke, trying not to be spotted, and oh so damn tight. Twists down to 14 HP. A single player left. Voltage over into the corner, loses his head, and loses the round. Team Liquid gonna stick this 3-0 their start.
He had no choice. Voltage had 0.2 seconds before Twist shoots him. Once that smoke comes up, he had to flick just a tiny bit faster. Twist with the 4K, and they pull off the retake with very low utility. They already had gamble stacked towards A. The rotator into B was so late, he couldn't even stop the CT cross by spamming or pushing through with a flash. There was so much emphasis on the one player on the site. This is a round that Chaos played well and probably should have won, but it's Twist, the superstar, to come in. Even harder for Chaos to pull off a round like that.
I do like that they've already gotten that top banana control right away. We saw Chaos kind of flexing themselves and faking themselves towards the brackets of mid, but they have found the top of banana.
They do.
For the taking yet again.
They're about to peel it.
All the way back. Reveal what is within. And currently, inside of this is, of course, the 2 CTs. Still Stewie and Nafly, but very much stacked on top of one another. They're going to lay down another smoke grenade, trying to get this in front of what is a commitment yet again from Chaos. Look at the health bars. That utility damage is superb. And a follow-up from Nav. A couple blind shots through smoke to really convince Steel to walk away from this one. He has that bomb, and all the while he was hoping Vanity would find an opening on the A site, but he hasn't yet found that ground.
What people must be wondering is, why are they forcing their hand over at B? And that's because Liquid are not paying it enough attention. And so from that perspective, yeah, it's 3-0. But Chaos have pulled out 2 rounds towards B that were totally valid. It makes sense that they try to hit the site here. Now, one way to avoid having to meticulously deal with sets and shades of utility as they come in throughout the round is to just go, you know what, they're still in this round. There's Nafly who's in the back of the and then that's going to be the end of it. Yeah, Vanity's just going to want to save a bit of a Hail Mary. If they had a few more seconds, maybe they could have killed Naf, but if they had a few more seconds, maybe Liquid wouldn't have rotated out. So it's impossible to try to before you know it. Bingo, bango, bombo.
Well, Stewie at bat yet again. Crisp headshot versus John G. The respected front man for Chaos. Always ready to create that space, get his team into where they need to be. But this round, not going to be a part of the equation. He is nothing more than an insignificant splatter on the back wall of Banana.
Wow, that's something you never want to hear yourself called, ever.
Sorry, John G.
Yeah, if anybody
only
ever
one
told you
round.
that, it would hurt. But this round it was true. He just had a pistol. They also, I think it was a really important point that Steele mentioned about they need to be able to earn Liquid's respect before they can even think about the strategy and so on. So he was going to be quite a simple execute out towards the halls. A great grenade at Vanity's feet. He's not even going to be able to trade.
Man doesn't even know if he's still alive. He's so smoked out. The entirety of pit sectioned off from the bomb site. There's a world where players had walked into this, but obviously they still have nitro within the site now to be tested, and the op goes down. So that could have been an excellent chance for a plant had they just managed to survive a moment longer. But with 2 inside of pit and that offer on the site, I mean, what can you really ask of Chaos? That single AK that was brought into the round by Vanity will be grandfathered into the next one, but here we have it. 5-0 the start for Team Liquid.
It would have made sense if Vanity stuck around for the trade. If that nade didn't land on his feet and do like 50 damage, then maybe he tries to go for that, and they could have potentially pulled it a plan with $0 to his name, though. It was too much of a risk thinking about this round where everybody knows they're going to buy. He's got no utility whatsoever. He's got no money as well, so he's leaving it all on the table right now. And Chaos starting out with the B pressure once again. Liquid are happy to give this up, and honestly, why wouldn't they if it continues to work? Voltage also immediately taken out. Terribly important scalp here for Chaos to lose.
Yeah, especially right out the gate. You know, earlier on in those first few rounds, like we were seeing them with the opening pick. We would see Jonji go for the 1-1, the 4v4 sets to unfold at a slower pace. But this is now 2 back-to-back rounds where we've got opening kills for Liquid quickly and Chaos trying to scramble to pick up pieces. The difference, obviously, this is the gun round they were waiting for. So the job's not about to be any easier. Another smoke is met at the top of Banana, so both Zeppa and Jonji will have to hold their horses.
And they've used key pieces of their kit already, so they can't even really pull off a take at this point without using a player, and they don't have the material to do that. They're already down a man, so instead they'll decide to group up, form this conga line on Banana. 2 players pressed against the walls on the back of B. They're in pretty favorable spots to maybe get 1 kill, and that's all they're looking for.
Here's Stu, another swift one. Right between the eyes of Jonji. Zeppa and Vanity gonna try to close this distance, but here's Nafly from the back of the site. Good multi-kill for him. That's a snappy little triple. 6 rounds to the 0 of Chaos. Still trying to crack open a T-side.
Still just beautiful from your man Keith. Really nicely done there from Nafly. They contribute. Yeah, big Markovic. Now they have Stewie, who also gets the opening kill. They play spots where if they get 1 each, they're still good, right? They stay up no matter what. So a nice round overall. Now we look at the overall team here for Liquid. Now they lost to Cloud9 2-1. They lost to Furia 2-1. Those are tough losses, and they have people wondering, you know, are Liquid okay? You know, are they doing fine? How's the team spirit? And are they capable of like beating good teams right now, or could they lose to anybody? And it's probably a little bit of both. I think they still have the ability to beat whoever they need to. If we look at their previous performances or some of their stats, we see that Elige has bounced back to a near all-time high in terms of personal stats, as well as Nafly and Twist. Although his stats haven't quite caught up yet, in his most recent matches, he's been the best player in the server. So I think with that core, which are the 3 most important players on Liquid to do well, playing well recently, as long as they do that all at the same time, they are old Liquid still. I think it's a mark on the record to lose to Furia, to lose to Cloud9, but you could also say Furia are looking at pretty freaking good too. You know what I mean? K Serrato, the Brazilian Coldzera, he's looking awesome. So I don't think it's a shame necessarily to take one of those losses in a vacuum. Both of them, I think, is where people draw question marks.
Yeah, and then the next question that follows suit is like, if there's already 2 on the tally, when's the 3rd going to happen? You know, like how much more will they slip if they continue with that trend? But you know, nobody should forget the fact that Furia at one point was vying for like a top 5 position in the entire world. It's not like Team Liquid have lost to somebody that unfathomably beat them. Ooh.
Yeah, they're sponsored by Nike, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, real athletes, baby. Naf's going to land the op shot, follows up with a second one. Down goes Jonji. So we were just expecting maybe these pistols to prevail in sheer numbers, but shredded as they hit that B bomb site.
When Steele mentioned in his interview that, you know, they're Liquid, basically what he was alluding to is that Liquid are going to run down mid every single round if we don't stop them from running down mid every single round. And they've tried to garner some respect here in those first couple of rounds with these kind of contact B plays. But since they didn't work, they haven't met that piece of criteria yet. And here it is, Liquid running down mid into Steele. One of the rifles of the round, a full buy-up. They'll get that and run because no one's around to trade, and now they can reset into the 5v4 and let Chaos do whatever they want.
Yeah. I think at this scoreline, and you know,
the first threat, right? Running down mid. You know, it's what really sapped whatever confidence, the little confidence you had, completely out of your body and out of your team. And it ruins your comms when teams start doing this to you. And this is the position that Liquid wanted to get into. I don't think they want to start out like this in case they found out that they're, today the Liquid that loses to Cloud9. But now that they realize they're up to the 7-0 versus a team they should be beating, now they can start to play more like themselves.
Yeah, now we're going to start to see the real Liquid, but I completely mirror your point there, where it's this is not what we got right out of the gates, and I'm kind of glad to see that. If I had an inkling that we were going to see the Liquid that had just rolled out of bed and thought they could walk over Chaos this morning, then there could have been cause for concern. But once they've established their dominance, their superiority, we're going to start having a little bit more
holding
fun.
Down this angle onto short. There's pressure being applied from Chaos, but they're not moving off of this utility. They'll start to pressure in now, but everybody's already gotten comfortable, and the flashes have been used. There's Vanity, who has one left. Seppa immediately gets taken out. No trade inside. Twist from the top of Valk ends up getting traded to Stewie. In the midst of that, also finds one, and Nitro completes the round, killing the last player of Chaos. It's 8-0 for Team Liquid, and there we saw the chemistry, I think, was the primary factor working against Chaos, where they had some utility. They started throwing it out to bait a peak in a situation where Liquid did not need to peak, and then didn't move or gain ground at the very least. So they ended up throwing utility into the abyss, taking nothing for it, which is just not a worthwhile investment.
Yeah, they threw the utility, they opened the window, but they forgot to lock it, and it slipped back down onto their fingers. Never did they get a limb onto that A site. So again, a total and utter shutdown, and a good sign. Honestly, unfortunately for Chaos, I wouldn't want to be them in this situation, because this is a daunting Team Liquid, but it is reassuring to see that Liquid are coming into this with a nice amount of form. Here we go, a nice aggressive play, just looking to completely change pace, not wanting to stutter step around those smokes, not wanting to falter on the flashbangs, but rather follow through and attempt they do. A single kill is all they get. Chaos, still 0 rounds.
Still, we've got 2 of 3 avenues of interest been shut down completely by Team Liquid multiple occasions now. We've got Banana and Short, maybe off the menu a little bit here for Chaos. They've got to find a new way to try to get into this game, and the hard part is they've got to get more complex about their approach, which is a problem considering they can't even pull off the simple stuff and trade out efficiently, even when they have the correct calls to go to the correct sites. So, what's the new mode of action? I think one of the problems they maybe need to deal with first is using too much utility without gaining anything for it. Here they are maybe addressing that problem, getting up towards Arch, the third area of interest. They're causing mad rotations here by Team Liquid. Vanity's already made his way into TP spawn, but he immediately gets taken down.
5v4 after 5v4. A reoccurring trend here as we are 10 rounds deep. Naf just going to connect one as Seppa tries to rush through smoke. Here's Twist with another towards Steel. He comes out at a less favorable situation than Naf. 100 health on him, 14 for Twists. But again, no real opening for Chaos to try and flood forward through. Their last remaining members just flirting left and right, and both die at nearly the same time as Team Liquid take that fantastic 10-0 start.
It's like they're just, when they lose one player, question marks go. You can see the question marks on top of everybody else's heads. Like, where do we go on this flowchart? Now, how do we make up for that lost trade? Do we cancel a plan that we initially wanted to approach Liquid with? And I think, that just mounts so quickly, and there's just a lot of reliance on that initial 5v4, that trade to just go well, that first guy who paths out into an unexpected location to hopefully get his trade and then make a hero play, and that's just not going to be enough, of course.
I will say, though, well-run utility usage out of this A-site round after round. It's just the kills that don't seem to be connecting. You saw that kind of fiery attempt at falling back on short A. Molotovs meeting Team Liquid as they try to retreat. They have to smoke out their feet and keep going, and in the end, again, they're all fine, but there's at least pressure being created by Chaos. It's pressure, but it's not openings. And that's what they need if they're going to do anything on this offense. A little run boost with the smack 10. Down goes Stewie. Hello, Steel. We've got it, Launders. We've got an opening, a cracked bomb site with a plant and picked up guns on top of it. But Can they hang on? We've got the double Molotov on the retake, smoke frag too, so I'll be curious to see if Chaos try to throw a body forward, look to interrupt the utility before it really gets to be a piece of the retake, but there it is. A molly forcing Zeppa into the duel, and he gets 2 headshots, dropping both a Legion twist, so Nitro to clutch. Nitro to try and keep that 16-0 dream alive and kicking. But he seems to be thinking whether he even wants to try this clutch. Bomb so far gone, it's over. He's looking to deal some damage because you know that the costs will stack up. But congratulations, Chaos. You've broken the curse, baby. You are on the board. 11-1.
It's a dignity round. They get that round. They do it with not much to work with. They do suffer majority deaths, just as you pointed out. You know, Nitro getting that kill hurts somewhat, but ultimately they'll take it. I mean, they're happy. They'll take it. So that's nice. Obviously, classic Steel leading by example. Run boosted in with the Mag 10. Do 2 kills in positions where Liquid were extremely successful in the past. That's nice. I think B site is still potentially tempting for them, considering Liquid aren't throwing the kitchen sink at them at the bottom of Banana. So they aren't taking a lot of damage to get to the half wall. And Jonji, oh my god, he ends up getting both kills instantly. You should know, this round is pretty much over, yeah.
Should be. Most certainly should be. They try to get ahead of the smoke pluming, but nope. T's are going to be able to get themselves onto the site. A Liege and Nitro both taking damage from the utility, softening themselves up. Bomb a little late on arrival, but better late than never. Just out of Alicia's line of sight, Steel puts that bomb down as the molly burns. Now that it is extinguished itself, it could be time for the retake. Another smoke on CT. So again, because they got this close for this cheap, Chaos have all the tools in the toolbox to just look to lock it off. But Twist is going to spam the smoke. Steel decides not to shoot through it. Zeppa burning, curious, as these CTs really go all in on it, trying to trade train their way to an 11th round. Steel cutting off the man in CT spawn. It's Nitro with a desperate 6. No way! He's got it! Team Liquid with a robbery.
Come on, I had all of these thoughts in my head about how to talk about how Chaos did something great there, how Jonji was Thanos with his space creation. He ends up getting into Banana by himself, 5v3 to start things off, and they pull off the 3v5 retake with late CT control, late construction control. It seemed like it should be a terrible round for Liquid to even attempt that, and we actually have the last second to fuse. Jonji ends up getting a 3rd kill in the site too, if he hadn't done enough already. And so bad turns to worse. Liquid win another. And the only thing going for Chaos right now is a fat loss bonus.
Real thick. 4 C's.
Yeah. Underlined in italics.
How about bold? Is that too far?
Yeah, it could be double bold.
Couple shots ringing off elsewhere on the map. That double op Inferno T side. Let's see him make magic happen, Chaos. Gonna smoke off one player behind Coffins. This leaves Dewey isolated. He's lost his CT player already too, so the casualties starting to stack up yet again here on the B site. It seems like Chaos, they've seen a soft spot in Liquid's flesh. They've been trying to sink their teeth into it round after round now, but we know how close they were just one previous. Nafly at 16 kills, 4 deaths, feeling himself at home at the moment. Can he manage to get this retake happening? 3v4. Barely. Jonji. Such little health, but he'll hang on. There's 2 simultaneous kills. So suddenly, just like that, another added. And Voltage, you're going to have to do everything. It's been a rough start for him, the no-scope. But Naf swoops in with an op of his own, grabbing his 18th kill and stealing another defuse.
You can't be surprised that Liquid win retakes. You know, that last round, it was a bit more egregious. 5v3, instant 2 kills Banana. This round, it's a bit closer. There's a bit more favorable trades, even though it's still unfavorable. So you can expect that they're able to pull it off again. But Chaos had great spots. I think there was a couple of positions that were missed. But you don't really want to patronize a team like, you know, with players of this caliber on either side here when it comes to post-plant positions. You know, they know how to play those, and I'm sure, you know, they're thinking about how they could have done better in that previous round, but it just comes down to experience together. Going here, I actually wonder why Liquid have taken such a passive setup to try to defend, but in general, it seems to work just because of the retakes.
Yep. And Nafly, 19 kills now. Looking to grab another Nitro. He's going to be pressured in spawn. Zeppa looking to flank around both of these offers, and he's got them dead to rights. 3 kills already for Zeppa. 23 health still to play with. He's going to get burned out into the open. He's cut off from his teammates. He could fall back, but he's bound. It was either forward or back. He knew he was going to be dodging shots no matter what. And at this sort of a scoreline, why not take your chance to steal another retake? There is that Molotov on a Liege, and it's bound for the new box. This is going to flush out Voltage in just a moment, unless, nicely done, Steel with a bit of team play tries to save him. This is just going to force Liquid onto the site. They're going to start moving their feet forward. That's both players confirmed, perhaps. Twist now at bat, trying to find Voltage as he just hides and hopes to survive, of which it seems no one will. Twist, he goes down with the cause as Chaos takes 2.
Yeah, down with the cause. Sometimes, I mean, even that came slightly close, but still a nice round there for Chaos. Once again, they ram their heads in towards B, but it is the correct play. They are coming out favorably, and even as you mentioned, even though Nafly is going superhero mode to try to get all these kills, and they seem to be feeding them, because they're playing in the site, they're not giving their teammates a lot of time to try to rotate, and it's not like they're pushing into halls to try to relay somebody to fast flank or have somebody instinct spawn watching ours passively. No, they're playing 3 dedicated A, 2 very deep on B, and on these anti-eco rounds or eco rounds they push down. And here they actually get punished as well. John G, he's going to have a feast of it. He's already got 2 kills. Vanity also grabs 1 top mid, and when you look at that, it might be a 12-3 half.
Sometimes these sorts of things happen. Yeah, towards the end of things, let off the gas just a little. Stop losing to wave last second defuse. And I love the patience, man. You've had how many rounds taken away from you? How many moments that have been stripped away to just the smallest of mistakes? So in a 5 versus 2, in the 15th round with a minute on the clock, nobody move. Full execute. Full commit. 5 sets of shoulders, side by side, looking to rock into this B-bomb site. Twist is going to sprint over with his Deagle if he can. Do anything at all. But for the moment, Nitro, just the one. That was really the God mode moment if Nitro was going to do anything to stop this, because Twist's in a Deagle, or rather with one.
Bomb has been planted.
Oh my god, hold on. They haven't seen him yet. He gets the close shot versus John G and is given a chance, just enough to make you shake in your boots, folks. But that's it, 12-3, a commandeering lead. We'll be back after a quick break for the second half of Inferno.
Forget those walks in the cold, drives into nowhere. Tell me how it feels when I hold you tight like we don't care. I'll come whenever you call. I'll run right into your arms, oh, hold on whenever you fall. 'Cause you change me, ooh, you change me. I'll run, I'll run, I remember days that we spent. I remember time that we made, yeah. I'm thinking on the day that we met. Hope you know I'm glad that we waited. Can't forget those walks in the cold, long drives into nowhere. Tell me how it feels when I hold you tight like we don't care. I'll come whenever you call. I'll run right into your arms, oh, hold on whenever you fall. 'Cause you change me, ooh, you change me. I'll come whenever you call. I'll run right into your arms, oh, hold on whenever you fall. 'Cause you change me, ooh, you change me. I'll run, I'll run, I'll run. I'll come whenever you call. I'll run right into your arms. Oh, hold on whenever you fall. 'Cause you changed me. Ooh, you changed me. I'll come whenever you call. I'll run right into your arms. Oh, hold on whenever.
Welcome back, folks. 12-3 the half. Blink, and you would have missed it. The very first North American game of Dreamhack Masters Spring 2020. And we're back. It's the second pistol coming at you now. Chaos with a hell of a job to do here on this CT side. We saw Liquid kind of getting comfortable at the start of that first half, and then once they had their sea legs, oh my god, did they pick up that tempo. Things got wild.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, they gave him scurvy without even keeping it. So, yeah, they felt good. Now, you know, let's talk about the pistol setup a little bit. 3 towards B, 2 on A. Pit, obviously the strongest position, so it favors them a little bit if Arch doesn't get blown up. Now we know Twist likes to call these Arch takes on T side, but this time they're going towards lane. So the chance here to stop this, they're on point.
Certainly. But the Molly, it's going to get into the mix from Twist. Executes Steel before he even has a chance to pop off on the 5-7.
Oh, great pathing, right? They had Twist didn't even worry about that side of Pit, just decided to come out with the flash, turn to the flash while in the air, and stop Steel. There was no chance Steel could even turn.
No, he knew he had a job to do, and my god, did he do it. But here's the last 3 CTs trying to barrel their way up short into the block grinder. They walk. It's headshots on headshots. I mean, damn, dude. Twist even steals the 5-7.
Yeah, they just walked right into the fire breath. And it's exactly how you want your post-plant situation to go. It's in fact how you wanted your hold to go on CT side to have players cross-firing like that. But instead they chose to go for the double pit setup, which again, not a bad play. It's a bit of a gamble because once again the rotations are a bit late, but Pit's so strong that you could see that working versus a full A take, or at least delaying long enough or trading out base late enough for your teammates to come through. But it's that lack of information that means that if you don't trade, there's almost no chance that your team can help you win. 13-3, Connor.
To
So
3.
quick. Wanted to cast and barely even have gotten a chance to.
Yes.
16 rounds, maybe 19 in total.
What's up with this, man? I watched Harry and Hugo cast the European games today. They get overtime, 16-14s, 3-map series the whole way. I mean, I think we're about to clock out soon if this keeps up. Team Liquid, clearly not paid by the hour because they're looking to leave as fast as can be. But
yeah, I've got my punch card ready. Oh,
yeah.
Steel, I think Steel's been spotted. Yeah, Naft's a little bit far back there, just waiting for an overextension, if even only slightly. Janji finds the corner of a smoke with a deagle, gets some damage in, and maybe falls back. No, Stewie's already pushed the smoke. Of course he has.
Who is this kid?
Who is this kid?
Sliding through smokes, smacking him back with the Mac 10. 6 health and 7 health respective for Stewie and Nath after they muscled their way into that B bomb site. So if there wasn't already a mile-long list of unfortunate moments for Chaos where they could have contested more rounds here, let's add this one on top of that, because those first 2 kills could have net them some sort of a hold, and then these still decently equipped players for Chaos could have swung on over, but not the world we live in, Mo.
So that exact smoke pathing, so you saw how Stewie ran through that because Janji was spamming on the other side of it. So like that same exact smoke pathing was something that Stewie did when I played with him in a match, where he was like, we should go through the smoke because I'm comfortable trading through it. And then we executed through a smoke, and that same smoke on Banana on Old Inferno, and I ran through first, and then I ended up dying. And then when we lost the round, Stewie was like, no, I should have entry'd through the smoke. Because he knew he's so comfortable running through smokes, knowing exactly where the player is going to be on this other side of it. Because he's so good with the sound that he was the one who wanted to do it. That's why he always does those smoke plays. He's really good at maintaining his crosshair placement while coming through the smoke.
Without vision.
What's most disorienting for most people, yeah.
And what you're telling me is he's better than you.
He was better than me, and I think it makes sense that I'm casting him playing and not the other way around.
Well, we got a little CT clash set up at the top of Banana. I like the change of pace there from Chaos. They were still working with the few tools they held on to in the previous round. Instead of letting Team Liquid execute past the top of Banana and hit the site, as we saw, where the 13 HP combined made a difference, they throw themselves into the setup, looking to disrupt the timing of Liquid, and they almost do that. One kill, and again damage versus Nitro, but the whole round now hinges on Vanity doing something at the A site. He gets gunned down by Twist, as does Steel. Team Liquid taking 15 rounds here on Chaos's map pick.
Well, at least you didn't put too much effort into it. You know, you won't be burned out after a map like this if it does end quickly. Now, the whole series is comprised of maps that Chaos have played or know they can play and are comfortable on, so that's good. But same goes for Team Liquid. It's not going to be easy whatsoever. But in general, of the three maps, Inferno, Mirage, Overpass is a little bit more hard. But Mirage is obviously not a very hard map comparatively, so you know, maybe it's a map that Chaos can do well on despite not having a lot of practice.
Timing on the nade.
Yeah, hit with the double ornaments there at the top of Banana. But he wouldn't tell you Christmas came early.
Nope. Poor guy. Blasted to smithereens. Jonji's gonna have to watch on the sidelines as his team, in a man disadvantage, looks to try and extend this game into some type of respectable territory, but Zeppa up at bat again. Hey man, if anybody's getting multi-kills for Chaos throughout this first map, it's Zeppa. He's done a great job at getting into the construction over on the B site, and this time coming out of Cubby. Mows down 3. But the question remains, is it enough? Because we've got Twists with that bomb walking back on short. If he just nails the player in pit, or if he can cut off the Opper who's now tucked into Moto, then there's a world here. But he's so focused on clearing the site that he gives up his back to Vanity, and we have Chaos sitting on 4.
Yeah, nice round from Zeppa. That 3K takes him into double digits. It's on the full rifle. A great readjustment on that last kill. Almost, I think, let go of his click and then started spraying again, which could punish you on your spread, but still maintained enough control to knock down that third kill and keep Chaos alive for one more round potentially. Now they have a lot here. They have a little bit more in terms of the op plus the utility, and Liquid are going with the full rifle setup, so let's see what Chaos can do. Do they have anything else that's interesting left in store? Rotation coming out early after some early Banana pressure, and now they just completely come back to the A site, more of a standard setup.
Coming into this series, you know, my curiosity was really piqued by Zeppa in the sense that, like, we don't know what he can do versus this caliber of opponent. So we haven't had much time to appreciate what Chaos has to offer, but they're now in a position where maybe we get to learn, which is always worth your time, folks. But Twist apparently doesn't think voltage is worth much, just peeks out, blows his head clean off, and then tucks back in for a moment. Elige will have to pick a bit of shrapnel from his teeth, but he is still standing real tall as he falls back towards the base of B. Look at Chaos, they're starting to evacuate that B bomb site, and the timing could come back to bite them.
Oh my god, yeah, this is maybe a heinous over-adjustment. They have so much no, now that you just start running back, right? They've just cleared out top mid. Nobody, you got to be running back at this point, okay? Because your teammates just got that info for you. Corroborate that information, make the rotation. Oh my god, they're completely evacuating the A site now, running back and forth, getting juggled, but no one's in either site. They're on the extremities.
Until now, Stewie gets some footing on it. Steele's throwing shots through, trying to stop that bomb planter. Stewie's going to get it in with 34 HP left over. And we have 4 of these terrorists already starting to dogpile the bomb site, looking to take us into map 2. All the while, as Chaos look forward, there's a potential flank coming in from Twist. But this could all boil down to timing. CT's trying to get themselves forward. It's all on Steele, and down he goes. 16-4, folks, as Team Liquid walk into the very first match of this event and just smoke their opponents on their own map choice.
Indeed they did. And I don't want to, pick at them, especially for the closing rounds there where it felt like it was all over. It started to come back, then maybe there should be more analysis given to those rounds. I think the important ones for number 1 that Steel did a good job of calling in the sense that they picked B, which was the exploitable site, before anybody else knew it. But even as those rounds went on, they kept losing them. And before you know it, it was 12-3. It could have been like a 10-5 or 9-6 half, but they couldn't keep up in terms of aim, even though some of the strategy was pretty good.
Maybe a change of scenery will be enough to refresh Chaos, and if you think so, then you'll have to stay tuned, folks. We'll be back with Mirage after the break.
Flashbang's effective. They have got through the smoke wall here, but Chris J, he is the final boss of the bomb site.
Now Spitty and Chris J to keep Mousesports alive.
Oh, Chris!
He's found 3. It's down to a 2-on-2. Chris, can he close this with an ace? Oh my God!
Did they actually close this out? Oh, Chris.
Fantastic way to start, and no scopes on him himself. Absolutely saving Mousesports.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you gonna be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're gonna want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
In the fast lane, racing through the bed states. I don't wanna slow down. I do what I want now. Getting down to the old school, just to get with the new cool. Once the working day is done, it's our time for having fun. I'm gonna party hard until the sun comes up. The music feels so good. Dancing is what I love. We feel the heat tonight. The mood is feeling right until the sun comes up. We're gonna party hard. Party, party, party. Party, party, party. By day the sun's heat on my skin feels so sweet. We look good, sunglasses on, lap it up before it's gone. Ice drinks and short skirts, boys chatting, girls flirt. Tonight the party's gonna rock. The neighbors are in for a shock. Getting down to the old school, just to get with the new cool. Once the working day is done, it's our time for having fun. Getting down to the summer sounds, racing booming, cruising down. Stop because the day is done. It's our time for having fun. Party, 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 I'm gonna party hard until the sun comes up. The music feels so good. Dancing is what I love. We feel the heat tonight. The mood is feeling right until the sun comes up. We're gonna party hard. Cruising beat, summer heat. Feels so sweet, feels so sweet. Old school, new cool. Rock this beat, rock this beat. Getting down to the old school, just to get with the new cool. Once the working day is done, it's our time for having fun. I'm gonna party hard until the sun comes up. The music feels so good. Dancing is what I love. We feel the heat tonight. The mood is feeling right until the sun comes up. We're gonna party hard. Party, party, party. It's our time. Party, party, party. We're gonna party, party. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
absolute smashing of Chaos on the first map, 16-4, and we spoke about them needing dominance, but that's certainly what they showed throughout, and it wasn't even their map pick. Now, Chaos obviously exploited some of the issues that Liquid had, maybe on the B side, but it's not enough, and not enough rounds, certainly. And Potter and Pimp, when we look at this, is there anything we can look at positive here for the Chaos guys? Because that was pretty damn harsh.
Let's be honest, no. There's not a lot of positives to say about Chaos right here. I think Liquid was in full control throughout the entire game. You look at Elise, not even having an impact in this game, sitting at 8 frags. He's the best player for Team Liquid, one of the best players in the world, when he's not even needed to do anything in a game like this, yet Liquid still winning 16-4. I didn't see there was any way Chaos could do anything about this. Considering this was their map pick as well, it was a little bit disappointing we didn't get to see more close rounds. There was a lot of initial opening duels going the way of Liquid. You could have argued that they could have went the way of Chaos, and then maybe we would have had a close affair, but overall Liquid was just dominant in every single asset of the game. Winning the opening duels 13-7, winning all the clutches, winning all the retakes. There was only one team on the server, and that was Team Liquid.
Yeah, you got to say, right, when it came to what Chaos could offer, it wasn't much, but we spoke about, right, you said about Twist, he had a great game, Elise not even needed in there, but Naf, he decided to come in and shine himself away there, managing to deal a hell of a lot of pain over towards the Chaos lot. I feel like if we see another game like that going into 2, Chaos are going to be completely done and out of it, but Potter, you were with me on thinking Chaos can take a map. Did you see anything that you might have thought, okay, look, we can have a small positive,
And the map that I thought that Chaos could take away was going to be Inferno. And yeah, I have to agree with Jacob. One could argue that if Chaos were able to rack up some points early on in that match, because we have to remember, it was close. There was a couple of clutch rounds that Naf, he pulled through with multi-kill after multi-kill. If it wasn't Naf, it was Twist, right? And these two tag team duoing, just destroying Chaos at any point when they were trying to enter those sites, it just made things so difficult for Chaos. And going on to Mirage, things are just going to get even more difficult because Mirage is Liquid's bread and butter. They love Mirage.
And the way they're playing, I think it's going to be a very, very tough time for Chaos. But we're going to kick it to a break, guys. Thank you very much for your thoughts. As it's time for us to get ready for map number 2. Can Liquid walk away with the clean sweep early on here to show us what they've got for the North American scene, or will Chaos bounce back? We'll be finding out shortly with Scrawny and Launders once again.
In the fast lane, racing through the bed states. I don't wanna slow down. I know what I want now. Getting down to the old school, just to get with the new school. Once the working day is done, it's our time for having fun. I'm gonna party hard until the sun comes up. The music feels so good. Dancing is what I love. We feel the heat tonight. The mood is feeling right until the sun comes up. We're gonna party hard. Party, 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 party. before it's gone. Ice drinks and short skirts, boys chatting, girls flirt. Tonight the party's gonna rock. The neighbors are in for a shock. Getting down to the old school, just to go with the new cool. Once the working day is done, it's our time for having fun. Getting down to the summer sound, space is booming, cruising round. Stop the car, the day is done. It's our time for having fun.
Team Liquid and Chaos locking horns across Inferno, but it didn't go too well on their map choice, and now Chaos find themselves with their hands full because we are heading to Mirage Launders, and as Potter so elegantly put it, it is the bread and butter of Team Liquid, and they look pretty damn hungry after that first one.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty, but it was fast, so at least again they've retained some energy. They won't have to refuel between maps here, even though they probably should just drink a little bit of water, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't hurt to wash your hands, guys. Everybody wash your hands before we start map 2. We've got Mirage. It's a map they are both going to be fine on. I mean, Chaos maybe less so, but still comfortable. So let's see what happens. I'm holding out. I don't care what happened on map 1. I hope Chaos don't either. Let's just pretend it never happened.
Let's come in here with a fresh face and a fresh mentality. Here's Zeppa, who actually did kind of impress me on a couple of rounds last map, so let's see if he can kick it off with some crisp USPS headshots, but he shoots one bullet, which connects, and then he fades away. I really like that they're setting up this net in CT spawn, but they're trying to catch Team Liquid as they push around towards Ticket, and it works. The first one's blind, and then Voltage connects a headshot of his own. So Napfly, he immediately has to try and find a plan B, but the damage that's done in the midst of it all, a single player now to the favor of Team Liquid, 3 versus 2. Oh boy, Vanity, he's inside of the bomb site, he knows where they're at, they're trying to hide from his shots, he's taking damage, he's dishing out damage, but down he goes. In the end, it's Team Liquid with another pistol round win.
They won the CT battle, but they didn't win the war, which is the whole post plan. So overall, you know, Chaos, nice try. They got into CT spawn, a couple of players out, but as you mentioned, the damage was mounting too high. So Liquid end up winning that. A very simple state of affairs. We've seen it all before in terms of pistol rounds on Mirage. The last remaining map that hasn't been remade in CSGO. This map has seen everything, every meta change, to the point where everybody knows what everybody else is going to do. There's not going to be a whole ton of surprises. And again, that could be a double-edged sword for Liquid. We'll see. Napfly, very nice shot. Steel gets killed by a Galil. Long range, baby. All the way from downtown.
Blasted. Now Jonji gets his hands onto that scout. Yes?
I feel like Zeppa is on the short list of names that Elon Musk's child could have been.
Yeah, would have had more P's, though.
Yeah.
Little ump damage back and forth towards jungle. Elige kind of feels that he's being surrounded, so he decides to just skate his way back through ramp, looking to join the bomb carrier towards spawn. All the while, of course, the second prong of this assault from Liquid plays down here at the bottom of middle, but ooh, messy Galils gets a bit sloppy, and now look where we found ourselves. Sure, Chaos, they lost that pistol round, although they did seem to have the situation mapped out, and now they've done enough damage to have an advantage. That Molotov was like the fastest velocity I've ever seen. That's what light speed looks like in Counter-Strike, bro. It still manages to work. You know, CTs have to hold off here. They're going to group themselves together. And what do they have to play with? Well, Jonji's got Steel's initial scout. There's that Galil that Zeppa picked up. And then there should be a second weapon somewhere down bottom mid, but they haven't decided to pick it up, it seems. So, oh no, it's in the window, of course. What am I talking about? What's important is this bomb is trying to be taken, and they're just sitting on top of it. Zeppa hasn't seen anybody.
Yeah,
right there. He hasn't found that vision until there you go. He lines them all up.
It's a tough one, yeah. Even if like the smoke actually helps them out a bit because they can hide behind it, but eventually they've got to take fights and they can lose to the spam. And wow, the bomb actually comes close. If one of them stayed alive in that smoke and caused enough confusion to where they guessed it might have been CT spawn, like someone taps it, maybe they actually don't win the round. Chaos, they pull it off though versus Galil's. It wasn't even like a full Mac 10 buy. They actually, you know, Liquid actually had four Galil's there, so like 4 very respectable rifles. and Chaos were still winning. All because, as you pointed out, it got real messy at connector. So now, in the pole position, they'll start off by flaunting their utility a little bit. Smoke into the bottom connector, Molotov to the A ramp. Make sure nothing fast can happen because Liquid can't really win a slow round easily now. Whatever utility they did bring into the round, they no longer had, if they had any. They're attempting the mid split here with pistols. And Steel is going to be the main point of contact, kind of in an untradeable position, but also has pretty big cover around him.
Another one hits dust, and no voltage manages to hang on there as a little bit of pressure gets applied at the base of connector. So Team Liquid just trying to go through the motion and all shut down. Beautiful stuff here from Chaos. I'm happy that they're at least giving us something to talk about. Again, like I felt kind of like teased the entirety of Inferno because there were so many moments where Chaos were trying to implement these cool set pieces, nice bits of utility. I mean, their creativity on the eco rounds, like run boosting Steel with the Mac 10 through B, like there was things to praise, but it didn't culminate into a score line, unfortunately for Chaos. And now it is.
Yeah.
Oh. Nuke.
Yeah, I think we're just at restart. I'm sorry, I blinked and I missed it. Well, yeah, we're just restarting that. Yeah.
Nobody panicked.
A little bit worrying. Yeah, I was a bit panicked there, so yeah, I think, okay, we're good. Now we're going to buy up again. Looks like it's more Galil's. Wow, favoring the utility over the kind of stronger weapons, which is cool to see. I mean, Galil's awesome. It's really good now. I used to hate it. It went from my least favorite gun in the game to, you know, top 10, so it's not a bad weapon.
Lots of exchanged grenades here at the top of middle, and a frag grenade down on ramp that doesn't quite connect. So that's Vanity emptying his utility belt as quick as could be. Terrorists sure clearly trying to flush him out with the flames. Now, the trajectory of the grenade, they know that somebody's close. Jonji, he's able to get that element of surprise at the bottom of middle, but yeah, Vanity cleared out from underneath. Zeppa trying to hang on to that M4, but he too taken care of, and we are left in the even 2v2. Flipped by Jonji and just executes him from the side. Twists plants the bomb in the meantime, and Steel already working into this site. Now, he has these terrorists split. He can still make this clutch happen. There's a kit just behind him, and he's got a smoke on top of the bomb. He taps it. This is going to elicit the spray. Stewie has to try to get him off of this, but Steel, maybe, having not stuck this, now tells Stewie that, there it is. A second chance to spam. Stewie slices Steel, and Team Liquid tie this at 2.
If Steel had popped up a second ago, then maybe you could have had a chance to kill Stewie. Nice attempt, though. You know, identified exactly where the last two were. Well played in the 1v2, but what an annoying position from Stewie. Gets into the window to the back window. You're not going to clear that unless you're cheating or you're dumb. So it's really good that he ended up going there to catch the window cross. I think there's only two people that catch that. You're cheating or you're dumb. So
you know what? What's funny is that those people overlap because if you're cheating, you're also dumb.
You're also a dumb person if you cheat, that's for sure. So, yeah, but he wasn't one of those two people. He was a smart, tall, rich, intelligent person, so he ended up not clearing CT spawn coming out a window, which made it a whole lot harder. But you know what? Liquid there, the thing is that they got connector control so quickly. No friction at mid whatsoever. They performed the A split, no hesitation, and didn't take any damage to get to the front of connector. I think that was the problem for Chaos. Because, like, under balcony is not great versus a connector split, and that was the position one of their players was in. Zeppa had to go hero mode and could only get one.
Now Steel's going to have to try to be hero, as he does pluck one off of the apartments, but he gets so blinded on his retreat that he never gets his feet into safety, and Nitro, what is that? A headshot through the top of the smoke.
Bomb has been planted.
Zeppa already coming out from market, though, trying to close this distance onto the bomb planter, and he does so. Voltage even, getting that last one with the op. So Chaos maintained their lead. Mohan, I mean, we're only 5 rounds deep, but this is already a better game than what we had on Inferno, and that excites me.
By a big margin, and they won the second round, which is extra points, because it's the round where you have less to work with. That's a really cute room. I like that.
Do you think the 5th player has to sit outside? Because I only see 4.
You only bomb? Okay, anyways. I'm going to. That was a really bad joke. I'm sorry. I wish there was a better one there. There probably is, but I'm not smart enough to catch it. They did good. They did good so far. They've definitely showed a lot more, not just on the numbers alone, but winning the second round, winning a full rifle, and they shut down the Fnatic towards B. So another feather in the cap.
Another hit onto this A site, making quick work of its vanity. Little 3-piece with the M4, no losses, barely any damage done either. So, again, just an easy round versus the Pistols, but it goes the exact way you would hope if you are Chaos. Clean, calculated, and with no contest. We move forward into round 7.
Every round we move forward on these rifle rounds, we see one less Galil on the team. The second round was 4. That last round it was 3. Now it's on 2. So we'll see as the AKs transplant and the Galils if Liquid also come closer to winning rounds. That'll be my question. A lot of presence from both sides towards mid. Both teams doing a good job of spotting, keeping each other honest. But once again, Liquid seem to have their eyes set towards connector. Yeah, bombs drop back and spawn, but they're applying pressure towards window. They have one at A ramp dedicated, and the B-man is now falling back.
Man, look at this utility. It's flying all over the place. And Elige, well, he's gotten Steel by surprise. Finds him with a smidgen of an angle through the smoke. But I like this. Look at Chaos. They're starting to activate on the A bomb site. You just said how it's a tough place to hold the split from underneath that balcony. It looked like they were going to move forward so that they could avoid that calamity, perhaps. But we get these 2 CTs starting to split up. Zeppa, he gets himself on top of the big pot. And he does still have Vanity within the sight on the off. He sees the shadow, but he can't hang on to the spray down. And then Naf as well. Instant execution of the second A player. Some sort of a response finally from Chaos there as Stewie is added to the casualties. But it is only voltage after everything is said and done. And it looks like Team Liquid have gotten themselves a third.
I'm not a fan of the setup. I think when they went for the A-ramp push, it was good. Zeppa was in a great spot, and Zeppa didn't get his kill, which he could have gotten, but Vanity was not in a great spot compared to where he was playing, versus what could have been an A-split. Like, if they were anticipating that, then maybe it would have been great if Zeppa and Vanity are playing together on the A-ramp. They can trade out, maybe not even lose a player because they've got the op to bait, and then they can hold the A-ramp control with 2 kills, or just the 1, with numbers, and then work on a retake from a very good retake spot. But instead, Vanity and Zeppa can't help each other, and Vanity doesn't even get the chance to take a shot because someone's in Palace, which was totally possible given the circumstances. So I think I would have liked to see the spots change up a little bit there. Either if Vanity's sitting on the site like that, then maybe then Zeppa's playing in CT watching his balcony, or something where they can help each other.
Well, Steel helps himself to a freebie of a position. Takes the top of bricks and looks with prying eyes down towards the base of mid. There are players there, but he just can't get line of sight until Zeppa flushes them out by running through the smoke. He even goes one better, trying to pry down towards underground, and unfortunately loses himself for it. But it's a man advantage up for Chaos, so they're holding on. They've got health over Twists, too. He is one stiff breeze away from death.
Oh, they're not spotting this cross. Yeah, Voltage is a bit late, but he might still get a kill. Oh! And he pops in the window, so they're going to hear the rotation, but Jonji ends up luckily getting that wall bang. And 3 kills. Oh my god, Jonji. Big money plays from Jonji. Okay, baby.
Big John McCarthy over here.
John McCarthy. Someone call the ref.
Look at this guy, man. Nicely done. Mows down the 2 guys coming up from Cat, who I have to say, that's the best bit of timing I've seen all day. Man, for Navli to get by first, and then for him to turn towards Vent, just as we thought, okay, he'd catch the second, they'd get wind of what's going on, but that was just Jonji with a nice little bit of swift response.
Yeah. And it was, him calling for the flash on maybe a feeling, I think is good, and then him being aware of Cat as well. Man, it really just puts the team in his backpack and squats
him. Being talented enough to hit those shots as well.
Yeah.
Half the battle is knowing what's coming.
Yeah, I hit half those shots, if any, so.
Steal position deep on ladder. They're able to cut off the single ramp player here for Team Liquid, so it's an all-in eco attempt from Connector. Sure enough, Stewie gets his footing towards the site, but Sandwich is then taken back, and Chaos are now doubled up over top of Liquid. This CT side is working for them, 6-3. It's been textbook.
They're clearly the better team. They're in the lead. There's no chance Liquid are going to pull this back. Unless, I think Liquid want to kind of go back to their fast connector control. I mean, they can do whatever they want. They've got a huge playbook on Mirage, obviously. But I think that was the most difficult for Chaos to try to prevent. But they've kind of done a good job with that as well. And look at how many nades have just gone down. If you just look at the mini-map right now. Initial trade tries to come out. Nice from John G to even get one with that many Ts coming at him that quickly. And Nafly holding for the push. Double A-ramp setup now from Vanity and Zeppa.
We saw Zeppa in here alone a couple of rounds ago, unable to get that quick headshot and eject, but I thought maybe they'd go one better. You know, like last time we said we weren't fans of the positioning here. I do like that this third player is kind of flirting around with Zeppa, standing close, but I almost want them to just go all in. Go take a peek around the corner, see what's waiting for you here on ramp, but I can tell you what's there. Twist and Nitro. And with the smoke in hand, he's not looking to dance with death at the moment. Zeppa drops the smoke and falls back. Now, this is a very Colonel defense from Chaos. 2 players underneath balcony and a third on default. Again, I would argue this whole setup is very susceptible to the Palace swing if it wasn't for Vanity holding it now. But if he dies, they've got to be cautious. You know, Voltage, he's turned away from Connector, which is what he was kind of tasked with holding. This is going to enable the timing for Stewie to start walking up as, again, they couple with the ramp split. Zeppa with 2, and that's what keeps Vanity in this. Excuse me, Voltage looking to lock it down. That op still up. Flash goes high. Stewie looking to isolate the 1v1s, but he's not quite sure where that second CT's at, and it's over towards CT's spawn that he comes, but Voltage dances around the box long enough to lock it down.
There's a lot of awkwardness in these setups, and I think that's another round that's all about Connector, where most of the positions that were played are compromised by a Connector player coming out. That was Stewie who came out late, but he was alone, so he couldn't come out as quick. He couldn't be one of the first choke points that tried entry, because if he dies, they can turn their attention and focus down A-ramp and Palace. But some things that were good, you know, it was a good spot by Zeppa, didn't take any damage, got the smoke off. They had one person on top of Balk, but where the awkwardness was when they had 2 under Balk as Zeppa fell back, and then one had to go up the ladder late, as he pointed out, and then there was a moment there where Liquid could have pounced, but they didn't realize that Chaos were really jumbled up in their positions.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the setup they had came back to cost them, but I think that a part of that is because Liquid didn't understand how compromised they were. So at least they did a good job of kind of not revealing their hand. They played the pair of 2s on the bluff, and it managed. But now these pistols are doing good work. Hold on, let's not jump the gun. Team Liquid racking up costs here as Elige has done it all. 3 kills for him. And he would have hoped for more, but Voltage downtown with that op locks down another round. It's 8-3 to the favor of Chaos.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like it's like last game, but Team Liquid looking like Chaos this time around, where even as we're trying to set the stage for some of the rounds that are being won, you know, maybe Liquid have an advantage coming in, they still lose. That was like Chaos on an Inferno. So how does the round continue on from now? A lot of great CT stuff here from Chaos. They're covering a lot of stuff. They're putting a lot of pressure in positions. They're doing good on the aim front. John G in particular, you know, I want to point out him holding down B, denying Liquid from thinking about B in the future is also great. Their A presence has been, while a bit flustered, has it seemed to fall more on his feet now, right? They had a 3-person set up towards A. Now they've got 3 in front of Connector, ready to retake. Not a bad position to be as a CT.
Nice execute, though. Tons of smoke, tons of Molotovs to follow suit, and then a deep grenade to even chip away at Voltage a bit. So this was a 5-man hit, but Zeppa gets one over the top of the smoke. Poor Stewie, 2K, not going to have anything to say in this post plant. Twists looking to charge down CT spawn. He's giving chase, but he peeks with a bullet left. Didn't have eyes on the count. And now the round is gone again. It's Chaos, 9-3, really locking down this defense.
Man, and he was so far away, rocking it back all the way to window as well. I don't think Twist expected that on top of having not reloaded. Don't know if he switched out too early, if he just wasn't aware of how many bullets he had, but yeah, that cost him that kill. But even at that point, it would have been still 3v2. Chaos were in a great spot, and they did a good job of realizing they were in a retake situation instead of getting scared and throwing some of their important utility that goes after the smokes come up too early. And they held on to that. They waited it out. They did smoke damage, which is what you're looking for on the CT side. And again, they're all close enough to the site that they really don't have that much to be worried about, A 5v5 post plant is not amazing for Team Liquid because there aren't 5 amazing spots to sit in. There's maybe 3 great ones and, the A-ramp and Palace player that come in a bit later, or someone makes a big rotate or goes out to mid or whatever it is. But within the site itself, a lot of the CTs can flush out many of the positions without even peeking by using a Molotov or an incendiary towards Firebox, an incendiary towards Sandwich, and get absolutely free kills. So I don't think there was a point at which Liquid were positionally advantaged, apart from Twist maybe taking CT control, which he obviously overextended into and died.
Exchange of grenades at the bottom of middle. We're getting Liquid. Kind of finding this real estate for free. Steel, you dangerous man.
It's a dynamic spot, but that's an important 5v4.
Yep, poor Voltage. He's going to get relegated to just playing behind Ticket. He's definitely calling for assistance, but Steel, oh man, they go charging down for him. They had a chance. They could have caught him when he jumped through the doorway, and then because they didn't want him to be able to sit inside a ladder, Team Liquid just sneaked their way up catwalk unchecked by any other member of Chaos. And they get what they wanted, Launders. They got Steel's scalp on a silver platter, but here comes John G from the back. He's able to slip back around in through the door. Elige gives chase, and that's to his demise. John G, big two-piece. This puts us 3v3 in Voltage. If only he had been able to drop Twists. That's bomb, and they would have had the last 2 players of Liquid encapsulated on the A site. And now we're in a different situation. John G's going to have to work his way back in through middle, looking to come in with Zeppa, combining for the retake, but Stewie's just hitting sick flicks, and Zeppa is going to have to 1v3, which he will not do at all. 4 rounds for Liquid to the 9 of Chaos.
A nice little lurk there to keep things fresh by Team Liquid. Coming up the A-ramp, I think it's Twist. He's the one who turned the key this round, getting that kill as the bomb holder on the A-ramp, getting that kill as well. I mean, these are turning points in the round, and he delivers at every single one of them. So that's a new way that they've approached the A side. It's a little bit scary for Chaos now. They're going to keep their eyes peeled on the A-ramp for any lurks, because those should be free. And Stewie, god damn, Steel ends up getting taken out. This is the man to play CPL. He's aggressive on Cat. He's the guy who's going to take first contact in a lot of these rounds. Doesn't get a single point of damage in here, so it's a big scalp to take here for Team Liquid.
That's supposed to be against the rules. I mean, if you make the window to Cat jump, then you're always supposed to get a kill. It's your reward. Instead, the poor guy gets his head popped through smoke. So, Stewie 2K, not abiding to the laws of Counter-Strike. Someone call the police. Vanity, another victim, as he toppled towards a single op shot from Voltage, but again, he's not inside of the mix. The bomb's inbound, and you could put the ribbon on this one, Launders.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you gotta call this one. So, 2 rounds. They get the 5v4 early. They press that into an advantage quickly, and it feels like the only time they've been stopped previously is when they couldn't find that 5v4 really fast. So Liquid are themselves when they get the early advantage, and now they are starting to claw back into this with tactics that continue to stay fresh, right? They're not trying the exact same thing, but slight variations on a play that almost worked previously. Voltage gets flank, drops the op off, and it looks like they might be in a tough position to try to buy another one. Yeah, they in fact, that would have strengthened their eco quite a lot. They'll only be able to invest. Well, they're going to have to buy out because it's the last round, Connor. Everybody knows that. So it looks like there'll just be a couple of rifles, if even a couple. Does Voltage have one?
Nope. Wow. All right. Okay. And Naf has had enough. He's going to kick up the pace here. We saw the exact same shenanigans unfolding at the end of the first half on Inferno. The team not in the lead, scraping together some rounds at the closing few moments. So Liquid gonna mirror the sentiment and then completely avoid any further duels over on the A site. They got what they wanted. Naf walks up, pops ahead, gets 3 CTs to kind of respond on that side of the map, and then everybody else moves to split this B site. So Jonji, I wish you the best of luck.
I hold my breath for a Canadian.
Oh, he dodges the frag. He does a little bit of damage, but it is still Nitro to clear him through the bench. Now Vanity's going to look to work this SMG out from Market. He is held in by both Flames, Fire, and Fury. More damage being added up before Steel can come in off from the flank. He was hoping to catch Naf with his head turned, but Nafly has the presence of mind to check this, and the CTs start to fumble. 6-9, the score line as Team Liquid finish off their T side and swap over to the defense. Ladies and gents, we'll take a break, and we'll be back with the second half.
Never let them get you down. The ones who can't imagine who you really are. Oh, you really don't want them around. They can't see the truth, no. Baby, we belong among the highest stars. I can't see what you're gonna do. Oh, try to wake up with me, 'cause you know I believe we can fly where the eagles go to be free. We can step out tonight on the air that we breathe. We can fly where the eagles go to be free. Never gonna let you go. Now that you and I have flown into the sun. Oh, but baby, give me a to glow. Here we are together on the journey of our lives. The future has begun, and I know what we're gonna do. Oh, try to make up with me, 'cause you know I believe we can fly where the eagles go to be free. We can step out tonight on the air that we breathe. We can fly where the eagles go to be free. Try your wings out with me, 'cause you know I believe we can fly where the eagles go to be free. We can step out tonight on the air that we breathe. We can fly where the eagles go to be free. Try to wake up with me, 'cause you know I believe we can fly where the eagles go to be free. We can step out tonight on the air that we breathe. We can fly where the eagles go to be free.
If all you saw of Chaos was the opening map versus Liquid on Inferno, then you may be surprised to know they pieced together 9 rounds on that CT side. And the questions now remain, is this just textbook CS? Is this par for the course? Are Team Liquid about to shut down an offense and show us just how dominant they are? Well, time will tell, folks. The pistol's underway, the utilities have been purchased, and the A-split is where our eyes seem to fall. The defenders going to be playing inside a jungle. No CT snap just yet, but oh boy, they've spotted Jonji. They know he's up to some magic. And at the same time, Zeppa, he's going to come out from connector, so they do have a successful jungle pinch. Well done to try and pressure these players. Jonji even still managing one despite being spotted so early. Zeppa taken heads one after another. He's gotten himself the 3-piece in the pistol, and he is staring a tense round in the face. 4 frags for the new guy.
Yeah, big plays by Zeppa. Let's go, baby. Not bad. 4 rounds of difference. What?
What's huge for Zeppa is last half we had this nice little like lower third come up that said he started the event with a negative KDR because his first kill was a team kill. I would like to add to that stat and say that his first death was also by getting knifed. So that's a trial by fire that he seems to have survived.
True. He stays composed. That's a nice little fake there by Chaos. It was like, in some sense, it was like a double fake. I actually wonder if they were going to follow the kills as opposed to hit A no matter what, because they threw the right side smoke, so they had 3 mid to get window control, which was the fake part. But then I wonder, if they find the kills on the rotators, should they follow up towards B? Because the A ramp guys didn't commit so hard. But from that perspective, it's kind of a cool strat because it can work a number of ways, and it's the kind of strat that you could try without smokes on some of these approach points, and so it's very dynamic. So I like that a lot. It's a hard one to read and a hard one to deal with, and Chaos showed us why. Specifically, Zeppa showed us why.
Had nice elements of countering to that of Liquid too, right? Think about it. Liquid's defense had nobody over towards Ticket. It was fully focused on jungle, and with Jonji pressuring the window, that's what opened up the route from Connector. So a nice little pinch that paid off.
I really like that one. That's the kind of strat that I would, copy and paste for my team if I were still playing. It's a nice one.
I feel like that's the kind of strat that's got the steel stamp of approval on it. Man makes quality. But here comes Zeppa, leading the charge on that AK, looking to gun down a man on bench. He has some targets to try and take down here. Look at the crosshair, dude. This guy's got mechanics. And almost the second kill. Nafly bulletproof, so it seems. He was so focused on going for it that he dropped over to the Glock. Can Voltage and Jonji still hold on? Because it's just Voltage.
He would.
Are you kidding?
He would. The guy take first contact, eat probably 60, 70 bullets through the freaking bench by a number of players. They all wanted him dead. He was the most wanted man in the server. They couldn't kill him. He ends up clutching with 1 HP and a scout.
I think Chaos just lost the round to a piece of Swiss cheese because Naf was pummeled behind bench at one point. I swear he was just looking the other direction for a couple of seconds, trying to survive no matter what. And somehow he's the one that gets to pull the final thread on that clutch. That's a shake-up for Chaos. They come into the half, awesome pistol. We have, we sing their praise. They're setting up for the B hit. Team Liquid get ahead of it just in time, and some heroics from Nafly.
And you see that
to
all
cause
the time.
Chaos to pause.
You see it all the time with Naf, and sometimes they're like, man, this guy should play the Powerball. Well, it looks like he's the one picking the numbers because he's able to make magic happen in the least likely rounds consistently. It's the guy you want to have in that 1BX. He always pulls it off, and he shows us how to do it one more time.
And look at the momentum shift. Chaos just going to have to eat a bullet. Pistols grouped up outside of ramp. Twist thinks maybe there's 1 or 2, but in fact all 5. Surprise, surprise. They've robbed his MP9 and walked away from it.
Yeah, it's the full boy band. Zeppa contributes, stops the aggression, resets the situation. But they don't have map control. Liquid are smart enough to know, well, they can go and get some free stuff now. Top of mid, spotting the fallback, knowing that numbers were called. Probably precisely, I think Twist had vision on all of them. So it's not really much you can do if you're Chaos, except pre-fire the correct angles.
Smokes up and over. The one piece they have to play, Elige. What are you doing here of all places? Setting up shop, clearly. Wrecks them all as they try to flood forward with the bomb plant. It stunk of desperation, and they knew it. So they'll take their beating and move forward here into the 19th round. Chaos still holding on to the 2-round lead at the 10-8 score. Of course, still not ready for a bye. So we'll have to bide our time and wait for that. Bound to be happening in the 20th.
Look at Zeppa go. He's got 21 kills. He doesn't seem like he's going to slow down whatsoever. And T-side starting off pretty hot. Stewie avoids a whole bunch of the nades that come towards him in the window on the other side of the wall. And it is the double save. So We'll see what Chaos want to try to do. And it looks like they've got a couple of moving parts here. Bomb stationed at the top of mid. They're all positioned like it's a rifle round, but it seems like they're just going underpass to try to perform the connector split. But this is where Naf comes in.
Deep angle, making sure he'll see it all. They will get away with a little boost first. So Steel's going to try to collect some information, but he'll find nothing but dust and buttons. Oh, look at this.
Yeah. They've got
two-man
tennis
jiggle.
balls.
The electric boogaloo.
Yeah.
Doesn't work out. Naf tries to get a even more vertical angle, but you know what? Listen, he's going to be happy with the one. Janji just wants desperately to find him, but he ends up exposing his back, and that'll cost him. Now Twist comes in to help with a liege, and there is a casualty, sure enough, but Vanity's got nothing more to do here. He is stuck. 10-9.
Yeah, he was like, those were like they moved in like the totem pole snakes from Mario 64 in the desert level, trying to wiggle their way over into the window room, which was a kind of a funny sight and a good try. But that's the Trump position for anyone watching Connector, sitting on top of that pallet there in the window. It's such a strong spot to be in, hard spot to pre-fire, great spot for the CT. And now all that's done with. No more pistols. We move into a very defining moment in the game. You know, can Liquid come back numerically, tie this up on a rifle round, or will Chaos, once all of the dust is settled, come back on a rifle round and actually close this out? A great initial kill here from Steel. Leading the way is an entry fragger. Nafly trades out Janji, and Naf is back to his position.
Ooh, nice. Another one off of the bench, but that grenade blows him away, and simultaneously they get another. Zeppa, clean headshot versus a liege. I believe that one unfolds at the top of mid. Yeah, sure enough.
Yeah, they're slowing it down, they're bringing it back, and they have the 3v2, so it makes sense. I think this is one of those situations you look at. Either site works. If they go towards B together and they continue with that, you know, they risk someone from Liquid coming in and maybe stopping the bomb or getting a crazy 2K. If they reset, maybe they feel like their odds are a bit higher, even though they're venturing into a brand new site. The problem is, Twist can now upgrade his gun. They also have Stewie can calmly take care of the A site, and so at least for Chaos, they've got a smoke and a Molotov. But it just comes down to, will they use them properly? Coming through halls especially. This is kind of a position Stewie might end up patrolling between these two angles, down below and up top.
Yeah, these are the last 5 seconds where you think like, yeah, Chaos can get past this op, but all it's going to take is a collateral from Stewie or some sort of wild flick. He gets voltage through the edge of the wall, and he's being given plenty of chances. Because they didn't jump, they had to cross a second time, so giving way too many shots for Stu. But here comes Zeppa off the plant. Oh, what? Hits the flick, and an attempt at the second. He nails it. 24 kills, 12 deaths, and a showing that keeps Chaos in a 2-round lead.
He knew Stewie was going to the top of the bench. He's done that so many times in those clutch situations. But Stewie had the advantage once he popped up to be able to knock him down with the op, and Zeppa adjust that 45-degree flick into Stewie. Just amazing. Headshot instantly, takes the second fragging connector, and leaves with 1 HP and sunglasses on.
I love it. Now let's see what the bounce back is, because we've already got a fast pace here. Look at Team Liquid trying to bully their routes to the top of middle. It costs them. The supervisor catches one, voltage. Drags Twist to the office by his ear. Steel wants to get out of apps. If it's the only thing he can do, dodging a crossfire of shots, he will retreat, but obviously his HP not prime.
Now, for the amount of HP taken, it's hard to say, you know, is this a winning situation for Chaos? They've Liquid. Oh, they've already pushed for info. Wow, a great adjustment, but an even better trade. More important than anything else. Bomb gets spotted, but Janji takes out that initial threat. That buys them a lot of time. They don't have to clear out the A-ramp as meticulously anymore.
Yeah, and they had that one smoke still left to play. Falls in the perfect spot, completely cutting off the connector member. Now, sure, Naf will have a line of sight, but it's not as if it's the op yet again. M4 easier to surpass. Bomb to be planted. But look at Naf, we've got to be careful here. If he peeks wide off CT spawn, he could line up a couple bodies. Zeppa's just on the other side, walks into it, And that's going to cost them. Now here's Jonji off of the stairs, unable to hang on as Elige comes charging upwards. There's the trade frag from Vanity, but again, it's back and forth, 1 for 1. Voltage on the op, tries to hold the cross. He knows there's a member on the site, but that's a big kill. He had a single chance to take Naf first and foremost. Can he hit the follow-up? Nitro's tapped the bomb. He hasn't stuck it. There's the dink. It's done. Team Liquid to double digits too. And a single round makes the difference.
That's a well-played round from Voltage. A nice try, but an even better 1v1 from Nitro. He doesn't swing out wide, stays behind the bricks, the hardest shot to hit, of course, and the bomb's planted frontside default. So it's a really tough situation for Voltage. He has to go super wide to get the info, exposes himself completely, and Nitro capitalizes. That's how you want the 1v1s to go. And even though Nitro has 6 kills in this game, he's definitely not playing well. He's plays that positionally extremely well. So nicely done. Liquid pull that off. And it's actually Chaos back on pistols, sadly enough.
Ooh. Pistols. Still
man with a CZ.
Hello? Do you see me? I don't understand. He's just ripped through this bomb site, but hello, Twist. Well equipped himself on the M4. The terrorists are going to try to scramble this. You know, they get that bomb down as fast as they could. They want to try and find their paws on weapons, and they have all 3 sets of hands on a better weapon than with what they started. And a man advantage on top of it. Nitro's got the kit for the retake, but Naf, he's got the positioning. He goes for the first peek, and he's caught fumbling his gun. So Nitro will have to clutch this. 2 kills on the docket for him, but he's going to have to hit it. Flips back and forth, and down he goes. Vanity locking it off, and this is a round that we have to crown Zeppa as the king. He just rips through connector.
Here's the magnitude of that play, okay? Not only does he get the kills, he gets the connector kills, which is the scariest part for Team Liquid when it comes to holding A. He gets them with the CZ, and he gets them up close, which means all of the guns can be picked up instantaneously. Another round that they get a kill that's so important because it buys them so much time and makes it so that Liquid have to emergency rotate in very predictable spots from long distances, as opposed to places like mid. They have to come through CT. They can't really big flank that quickly because they know that Chaos is going to come in. That Chaos is going to plant the bomb right away. And so the fact that he gets them so quick and so close up, I think, are the most important parts there for Chaos. Insane to be able to dismantle Liquid in connector with a freaking CZ.
And I mean, you've just done a really good job of kind of unpackaging it within that round in of itself, but take the bigger context. Look at the buy here from Liquid. Look at the result of that. The economy in tatters as Zeppa looks to shatter what was a comeback because Team Liquid were slowly just keeping themselves at this. You know, that 2-round deficit has been near constant for quite some time, but we should very much be staring a Chaos lead in the eyes unless somebody from Liquid decides to step up to the plate. And it could very well be Nitro. He is just on the other side of the wall from Steel.
Now, I'm not an economist. This is a round where they're buying up down to 0, basically, with the CZs and stuff. Even after a double save, are they going to have enough money for everything they want? That's my question.
Ooh. Almost looked like it would go unchecked. Steel knows better. And I agree with you, Launders. I think that there is going to be some economic woes.
Even when they want to buy, right?
Yeah, assuming Liquid can't still pull this off. They've at least got the numbers piling over towards the right positions. Stewie and Elige underneath the window. Players are jumping down on them. Zeppa, he's going to do it all again. He recovers his aim, gets the headshot. Twist with just the single frag, leaving Nafly to try and clutch, but he has no gun other than the sidearm. 1 health as well on Zeppa as he topples those initial holds. He's at a distance, not going to happen. Chaos 13-10.
Zeppa frags, dude. He's literally carrying the team. He's doing so good. Double entries on some of these rounds. He's doing it versus rifles. He did a 4K on the pistol, which is obviously an important round. There's no stopping this guy right now. And it's invaluable that this is a T side for him as well, where he can lead the charge, especially if he is the type to entry frag. So that means no one behind him dies, or no one in front of him dies when he trades.
Deep frag following through, perhaps? Bomb is somewhat in tow. everything goes silent.
Yeah.
It's nerve-wracking, Wonders. I'm not made for this kind of tension.
Yeah, this is a don't blow this round. Right, this is Steel going, let's not screw this up.
Yeah.
In probably more crude language.
Production, can we get Steel back on screen, please? I would like to analyze this new mustache combination. Mohan, what are your thoughts on him when we get a chance, okay?
Yeah,
Looks like
I don't
you followed your haircut tutorial, I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe, but he missed the stash. I think I shaved it.
That's part 2, right?
Yeah, he got half of it 100%.
They've postured outside of the B site and just moved all the way back over to A. Not going to be a problem cutting through pistols, you'd think. Vanity, single point of health, is dispatched of by Naf. Steel's trying to find vision, but Naf has nabbed another. Hello? How does he pull the rabbits out of these hats? Because it's not the first round he's made magic happen. They get their bomb in, but they have to evacuate as quick as they could, because once those smokes go down, they know that menacing USP is somewhere on the other side. I don't know if anybody's even seen this guy, but Naf is over there somewhere. And that is enough of a looming threat to keep them on their toes.
Yeah, when it's Naf, you can't help but feel like he's just everywhere, so they've got their eyes peeled on all angles. There might be a USP kill on the board here for Elige. Honestly, could be important for them to try to get these kills if they can. But it looks like, I don't think Zeppa even anyone dies to the bomb. It should be okay. Well, okay, maybe a CT will die to the bomb, but they obviously had the least to lose. No guns to be recovered. Chaos to 14.
This is
Chaos
big.
to 14. There is nothing about the first map that would tell you we would be at this point in map 2. Even after a 9-6 half, it's impressive that they're keeping their wits about them into the T side, which was the struggle on Inferno, and the definitely the map agnostic side that would be hard for them because they've only had a week to prepare and haven't even had time to prepare for Liquid.
M4 over the top. That's 2 down, so let's not count Liquid out just yet. Man advantage. Vanity's coming in here. Why doesn't he have anything? But we do have T's running through, trying to get one step closer. Throws the Molotov. And now the op is at bat. Missed shot by Voltage. He's probably not going to get many more of those because with that potential threat of a CT peak, Vanity cannot move his crosshair. At any moment, Nitro walks around that corner and he is doomed. And all the while, Team Liquid, they don't have to make a move because we've got Stewie on the flank. If anybody decides to move their feet forward, it should be him, and he doesn't have to rush it.
Yeah, no sense in that. He's got 3 teammates on the site. If they can't trade out or try to deny this bomb safely, then there was no chance for Liquid in the first place. So just smart that he doesn't die, and now, as he sees they're committing, will try to make his way forward.
Voltage has been given a couple chances, but he dances with bomb in the open and dies. Vanity, again, stuck inside of that corner just until Team Liquid decide to make their move, and that's when the round comes to a close, once Liquid are on the move. So this one's not over.
Yeah, they've got to chew through a trust fund, though, right now, because Chaos have lots of money. Yeah, so they're going to have the full buy on top of a couple of rebuys next round. No problem whatsoever. I mean, that's even if they want to. They could just have a very kind of glamorous eco, if anything. Now Stewie, smoke doesn't land exactly where he'd like it to. Tries to step into the fire, but it looks like this kind of early B presence is what Chaos are most curious about. Wow, they've done a lot of damage.
Oh my god, it doesn't stop. From mollies to nades to gunfire now. Chaos trying to push out onto this B site. They've done a good job of getting past the windows, and then they wrap back round, but Elige, he comes out now. Another from Steel? Josh Nissan with a 3-piece already. He's just running by the op. He fears you not, Stewie. He's got the bomb, and he is bolted. Voltage tries to check the flank, but there's nobody there.
Yeah, what even happens? Stewie, he's got an op sitting in the window, so there's a chance they can get out. And it looks like Twist is just trying to make sure I don't exactly know what's going to happen here. Twist is quite far from the site, so he's going to have to let this bomb go down unless he stops it on this first cross. Voltage has an HE. Voltage got to cue this HE.
Nade it and jump. Cross haphazardly. His options are limited, but he is that bomb carrier, so they've got to get something in. There it is. All right. Excellent.
Oh my god.
And Stewie, of course, he's going to decide to walk through this. Another smoke to cover the plant. Thank goodness Steel does that. But do they know? Stu blows Voltage away. And Steel, he's looking for the ace in the 1v2 clutch. He's gunned down Twist. He knows that Stewie's close. He has the smoke still to play around here, so he can make it all in question. Oh, Steel! Rock solid play on the B site. 15 rounds for Chaos.
Rock hard, baby. Oh my god. Steel, nicely done. To follow up in the giant footsteps of Zeppa with the double entry, Steel comes through the fire, the flames, the nades, to jump out into the B site, trade out two players, stop the rotation from coming, guarantee the plant, play it safely enough to avoid Stewie opping, and then win the 1v2 his damn self. And after all that, only 13 kills. He had it in him the whole time, folks.
First ace of Dreamhack Masters Spring 2020 North America.
I think Kenny S got an ace, but it was versus the Nico last game. But yeah, sorry.
And Europa. That's Europa.
Oh, true, true.
We're chilling. Remember, we've changed gears, Mohan. We are the tailors of the North American CS. That's right, guys. It's our pleasure to be bringing you every single best of 3 over the course of the next 12 days. 12 days of group stage for Dreamhack Masters Spring 2020. The first fully online produced Dreamhack event. You know, we're making Dreamhack history right now.
Mm-hmm.
Can you feel it in your veins?
Yeah, I feel like part of history. Yeah, I can see my black and white picture in the history book right now.
Good.
Dude, that was actually a really well called round by Team Liquid. They threw so much utility into the B apps. I assume a lot of that had to do with Nitro, because he was one of the ones playing the site. They did tons of damage to Jonji. They baited out smokes that they were clearly holding on to for the post plant, and made them stand in Molotovs, took HE damage, still got out, and of course, it's all because Steel got all those kills, and it looks like he'll get another 5v4 advantage early.
This is quite exciting. We've got Chaos sitting on 15. We've got Zeppa, the new guy, with 30 frags of his own. And we're getting vintage Steel aces. So, if you were hoping that this best of 3 was going to deliver straight out the gate, well, Inferno didn't. Alright? And I wouldn't have excused you for turning off the stream, but if any of your friends have left, you go message them right now and bring them back, because we are heading to Overpass if Liquid can't force overtime. And then the brains really start to bulge. You had that discussion, Mohan, when we talked about the veto. You know, Overpass is the smart map of this series. And I want to see this tug of war unfold. But Chaos, obviously, as they do, trying to minimize those mistakes, looking to work their way up Cat, despite this being 5v2 with victory on a silver platter. Perhaps. Because they need to be wary. Stewie gets that 1 kill. And that's going to be enough to convince Chaos to double back to the A site. What do you make of this? Twist, he's in Palace.
Yeah, maybe it would have mattered if Stewie gets a kill. Then they have this Palace flank, which probably nets at least 1. But right now, very unlikely 1v4 situation. Voltage locking him down, I guess, unless some damage dealt and shot to the back, but that's not enough. Chaos, not even excited. They expected to win. 4 players were able to pull it off.
That's awesome, man. Chaos with a map win. And again, a map win on the choice of Liquid. A map win after getting slapped around on Inferno. I mean, they had to spend the entire break picking up those pieces, Launders. Keyboards were probably flying. Who knows what happened? All I know is that we've got a hell of a series on our hands, and we've got a 3rd map coming up next. It's Overpass the Decider. Will Steel and Chaos be able to cause the 0-1 comeback upset? Do Team Liquid die here? You'll find out after the break, baby. See you in a second.
AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you going to want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you going to be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're going to want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
Wasn't looking for love tonight. Wasn't looking for love tonight. Wasn't looking for love. Wasn't, yeah. I mean, wasn't looking for love. Wasn't, yeah. I mean, don't tell me no secrets we don't understand. We deal with the answers when we don't have a plan. Nobody gave me a lesson in love. Every day searching cause we never had enough. I was lost until I saw your face tonight. Standing on the outside, drawn into your paradise. Wasn't looking for love tonight. Wasn't looking for love tonight. Wasn't looking for love. Wasn't, yeah. I mean, wasn't looking for love. Wasn't, yeah. I mean, wasn't looking for love. Wasn't looking for love. Wasn't, yeah. I mean, wasn't looking for love. Wasn't,
Liquid was left poured all over Mirage as Chaos dealt the damage onto them, and they did it in absolute style. We saw epic moments from Zephyr, we saw the huge clutch come out from Steel, but the question we got to start with asking ourselves is, what went wrong for Liquid? You come off hot from an opening map, you look super confident, and then you end up having issues with your pistol rounds and stuff, and Pimp, I was just disappointed, mate.
Yeah, me too. I think that was a god-awful T-side by Team Liquid, to be completely honest with you. I expected much more of them after watching Inferno, but to me it's like a classic Liquid right now, right? It was looking so good on Inferno, cruise control all the way through, and then we come into Mirage, which is their map pick. They must have had some sort of game plan, and it didn't really pan out in the beginning. And as soon as they faced an obstacle, as soon as they faced the team that actually, put up a stance against them, they just fell apart. It felt like Liquid weren't there to begin with. Nafly won a clutch he never should have won. There was a few occasions where Liquid actually got lucky, I felt, in that first half, even to make it a competitive game. So Chaos fully deserved winning this one. And as for Liquid, it's just super, super disappointing that a team that is supposed to be one of the best teams in the world, maybe even the best team in the world at a certain point, is not able to beat a team like Chaos, who is facing roster changes and all that kind of stuff right now. Liquid, they gotta be disappointed with this performance.
And I also have to agree that they must feel that they are lucky to even get, I believe it was 6 rounds on their T-side half of Mirage, because I believe they were down 8-1 or 8-2 at one point, and it was off the back of Twist finally finding some success lurking up towards A bomb site and finding some picks, but otherwise, it looked like it was going to be a blowout half.
But Christine, talk to me about Zeppa, because that man, he was impressive. Like, just came out of nowhere, just dominating Liquid, and once he got the ball rolling, his confidence was just mad high.
Yes, and you could absolutely see the confidence just booming within that server. The amount of duels that he was willing to take, just the angles that he was taking, the confidence angles. I mean, these are one-tap angles, and generally speaking, as a newcomer, I mean, you're nervous enough as it is to take on one enemy, but this kid was going for multi-kill after multi-kill, and he was absolutely keeping Chaos within the rounds. But I gotta make a quick shout-out to Steel, man, because I had to do a double take. I looked at that scoreboard and saw that he only had 8 kills in the server. That's very uncommon. I mean, Steel is a very high fragging in-game leader. He likes to be very involved in the action. So I thought he's just using all his brain power to facilitate some success for his team, and it was absolutely showing. And he even threw an ace in there to just at a crucial moment at the end of that match. So this was all just completely a team effort, but Steel, brain power, ace, it was beautiful.
Well, let's talk about that brain power, because it's coming into Overpass next, which could be the battle of the brains, is what Scrawny and Launders was saying. I'm pretty nervous, because Nitro's the brain power behind the team. They all have their hand in it, but Nitro certainly wasn't awake across the maps yet.
No, he was sitting at a 7-22 scoreline, I believe, -15. That's not a great performance by Nitro, especially on a map like Overpass. We expect to see more from him. He's very good at the A-bomb side, good with AWP. So Liquid, they need to step it up. I'm still fairly confident that Liquid will win this matchup, but just the fact that we're going to a third, that gotta be disappointing for Liquid, and that's a huge scalp by Chaos as well.
I'm also confident that Liquid. Oh, sorry. I'm also very confident that Liquid are gonna close out this on Overpass. It's Nitro Overpass. He always performs on this map.
Okay, well, let's see if he does perform. Thank you very much for your thoughts, guys. It's time for us to kick it to a break once again and look at how this first best of 3 across North America is going to go. Will it go Liquid or will it go Chaos? You'll be finding out very shortly.
time and got eternity. Breathing life into something new. I've been treading the same road, but this is my time, high time for change. I've been searching for something new. I'm making up a brand new start. 'Cause this ain't worth it. I'm making up what love is now. To let go of hold. Throw my mind took all I had to give. Stolen time, my life make believe. I can't play it all over again. But this is my time, high time for change. I've been
If we could teleport back an hour in time, Mohan, I don't think either of us would expect to still be sat here. But we are for one reason, and that's because Chaos are a single map away from upsetting versus Team Liquid at the start of Dreamhack Masters. Who would have thought after Inferno that Zeppa and Co could have pieced together what was such a bashing on Mirage? I, for one, had written them off.
Yeah, not me, not us, as they say. And at this point, I want Zeppa figurines. I want his signature. I want his sweaty-ass mouse pad. I want it all. Give me the memorabilia. I'm a Zeppa fan.
Do you think he does it again, though? That's the big question, man.
No way in hell he can do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a lot to bounce back from a whooping on Inferno and be able to piece it together, and I respect him for it. But to do it again, who knows? I mean, honestly, I think if there's anything that we have to realize between map 1 and map 2, from map 2 to map 3, it's that we're gonna take this piece by piece. And obviously, at the moment, Chaos starting off on the CT side. I'm writing nobody off. I'm going to let these players tell the story as they please. But Vanity, he's going to see a couple of bodies coming out of Connector and decides to sink back closer towards the site. He's completely on his own still.
Yeah. Oof, tough. He's losing ground. He's not getting a kill. He's flashed off. He's back dice. He's dead.
Yep, big dead. John G, able to get to the dumpster stairs, but he's blocked off in terms of vision. Steel, however, had a chance. The tippity-tap at the back of the head does crucify a Liege in the middle of that site. And now Nitro's duel over towards Connector. This could be the big one, and he had to step up. Our analyst mentioned it. Kind of slow across the series. Well, that kill could have been the big one. It's a man advantage here for Chaos as they try to force the issue, and they will. Again, kill after kill as Chaos take a pistol.
Yeah, not too shabby. It definitely felt like it was going to be a bit tricky when Steel couldn't get that guy on long who was following back, but shooting someone in the back of the head is obviously one of the most difficult things you can do. So they do manage it. Retakes on, pistol round in the bag. 1-0 lead in the map, and now they're once again in the driver's seat in the series. They continue on from Inferno. But Overpass, they both played this map recently. Overpass is just a bit harder, so I don't know how comfortable Chaos will be on the T side in specific, and how well drilled they are with this new lineup. And again, a team that at no fault of their own have gone through 8 roster changes this year. I mean, from everything from COVID with Smooya to Valorant for Leaf, which is one of their young talents. Like, they just had to deal with it all.
You know, it's wild to think, but if we go back to the closed qualifier segment, like the final deciding portion of who got to come to this event, remember that Bad News Bears was the team that actually qualified for Masters. They came off of the heels of Cloud9, who are obviously still untouched. But I want to say that of the other 3 teams in the top 4 at the end of that, you had Swole Patrol, Bad News Bears, and Chaos. All 3 of those teams have either been killed or affected by competitive Valorant now. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. If we're talking about a North America only tournament and we're talking about who is at the top of tier 2, Chaos are kind of all that's left. And right now, they are taking names. Another headshot coming in as they execute onto the site. That bomb to be planted on try. So, Team Liquid, they're going to be content with what's happened, but they don't realize just how encapsulated they are on this site. Poor Stewie has no room to really work. But again, I think a lot of pressure is going to fall on this connector kill, and Twists just checked it before turning around. Voltage, he doubles back, gets 2 kills off of Long. That's where they didn't seem to expect it, and that's where it all starts to unravel. Twists gets 1 more, and that is it. Chaos convert versus a bye for the 2-0 start.
Leash said if they lose to Chaos, it'll be because they beat themselves. They said they're the better team, and that doesn't take any bravado to say, by results, by past results, by the fact that Chaos, again, are subbing in for Bad News Bears in this tournament. Didn't have time to practice. There's a lot of reasons why Liquid should just be able to win this on a bad map, on a bad day, 2-0, right? And so they said if they lose, it's because they beat themselves, and I think that statement is true. I don't think anyone would disagree with that, and we'll find out right here if Liquid are definitely okay or not. And also, if there's some speckles of some really beautiful young talent in the server right now, not on Liquid, that have been popping off, especially with Jonji on the last map, Zeppa on that last map.
Zeppa, 19 years old.
Yeah, 19 years old. He's can't even drink in America yet.
Jonji's gonna work around the corner. Sees more than one body, so he's just going to continue the spray. Steal lends in a helping hand, swapping to the P2K. Zeppa comes up from his hidey hole, and it's a 3-0 start for Chaos.
Clean.
Oh, Nelly.
Very minimal losses. In total, we've got 6 kills here for Team Liquid. Not too bad for the first few rounds. Still, I think a couple of those were on the pistol, which are obviously more inconsequential ones to grab. Buyouts come in. Steel's only got the UMP Voltage up on the op, and it felt like Voltage, he was missing a few shots on Mirage, but he also had, I think the second most amount of kills, if I'm not mistaken, in the 20s with his op kill, so maybe he'll be more instrumental. Feels like I haven't really noticed him having that much impact as the opper on the eye test, but he clearly was by the numbers.
Yeah, we're just putting them in. I think hold on, we've got aggression. They're going to try to make this play. Zeppa ready for the peek. That's where he was hidden just the round prior, and then Jonji goes back in for this. I love the 2-man work here right now between Jonji and Zeppa. 2 pieces that I think could prevail for Chaos if they can hold their horses. Steal, he gets a little bit hyper-aggressive there through Monster, is caught by Nitro. And all the time, all while this is unfolding at the B site, Alish has cheated his way to the cusp of A. He is tucked behind the flower planter. He hears this player jumping, no doubt, and he's going to try to catch Voltage's head.
Oh, he gets spotted. I mean, he's asking to opt, yeah. There's not really an easy way for him to do that. And he's got to help his teammate, but Nafly, he ends up doing the job himself. Op goes down. Plant can go down too. Naf won't pick up the op. Bomb planted, Optimus. Nitro gets naded out of the round, and now it's just Naf to not only get that 1 kill, but have to do the 1v2. Damage done to Vanity.
He's got to reload in too, so he's ready for either fight. 1 long spray down, 2 taps if he has to. 15 seconds, he's going to have to make his move. Bomb is still retrievable. There's going to hit a point where Jonji just has to run. 46 HP versus the 34 of Naf. He comes sprinting up onto the site. Gun out, gun out. 5 seconds, and he's going to try to stick this plant, but that's it. He's done for. Chaos finding 4 as Jonji locks it down.
Yeah, the only thing you could beg for there is a bit of respect from Jonji to let him plant, but that would have been too much, of course, with the amount of time left on the clock. Nice job.
Clack.
Click, clack. They locked it in. Nice job, Jonji. 9-0. Holy crap, but is 9-0. We've got another star on the horizon. It's a whole galaxy of stars at this point.
Are you calling Jonji a hot ball of gas?
Yeah, he's full of it.
Oh, it's working. Little weapon swap going down on short. I feel like sometimes I see promise out of Chaos. Do not get me wrong. Like, you can definitely see kind of Steel making the shot calls, and you can see the team kind of grinding out their repositions and how to adjust to whatever bits of info they've gained. But sometimes it looks a little hectic. And even within this chaos, look,
come
they
on.
prevail. He is 12-0. He is unkillable. Somebody put an end to Jonji. For the love of God, it's unfair. He switches to the Deagle mid-jump, blasts the man, like this is some sort of Western, and just leaves Team Liquid scratching their heads.
You play Minecraft, right? He's got like that dragon armor or whatever that allows him.
I think that's RuneScape. I don't know.
Oh, RuneScape. Shoot. Okay. Haven't played either.
He's got the Abyssal Whip and level 89 Dragon Plate. Or something like that. What do I know?
Or something. That's probably exactly what it was.
I'm just a dumb FPS player, you know what I'm saying? Here's the off.
The esports.
Doesn't even matter if Voltage can see. He's gonna nail Stewie and leave it all on Nitro. 1 versus 5, not gonna happen. Jonji still unstoppable.
Still 13-0. The man who knocks. Jonji, he's coming for you. Sometimes he's on short B, sometimes he's in bathrooms. You never know, but he's always gonna take a dump on you.
No shame. Middle of the street. He'll do what he has to.
Screaming.
He's got the pistols and the utility against him here in round 6. Chaos off to a flawless flying start. You know, we knew Steel had the implementation of intelligence and the calls in the chaos. We knew that Zeppa, after last map, has the individual play, but Jonji's kind of comes swinging out of nowhere here. It's something pretty to see, but this is not too hot. Oh, we're fumbling grenades. He's still alive. Okay, he is killable. He's died. But it's to the hand of pistols, of all things. So let's just take a step back here. That explosion of T's kind of caught me by surprise. It was so quick.
Okay. Let me try to describe why I think this map was going to be hard. Now that Liquid have won around, they've done it with this B site take. So compared to a lot of other sites in the game, view into the site is obstructed by something above you. Like even if you're on A, you can throw from smokes from the outside of A. Overpass does have 2 kind of very open sites in this regard, and that's why the A site is very easy to take. But the B site can be attacked with a split. Both sides can have nades thrown over to the site. You can literally right-click nades into the site from across this wall. It is so vulnerable to basically any utility that you have that teams like Astralis, when they've done their B-site execs, even though it was known what exec they would do, they could pull it off 15 rounds in a row and win the half versus teams like Team Liquid and bully them back, no response whatsoever. If you have that right combination, it's really, really difficult to stop overpass B execs, even if you know they're coming. And that's what I anticipated would be the card in the back pocket for Team Liquid, something that they'd pull out.
Chill. Kind of posturing. Everybody feeling it out. We got damage each way. I think that both teams kind of realize the weight that lies on this round. This could be a big pivot, either for Chaos to keep running away with this CT side, or for Team Liquid to put an end to what was probably the jubilation of Jonji. But I wouldn't hold my breath. This is not going to be too easy. Look at Voltage, already posted up inside of bathrooms. He's got a player behind him to try and hold off long. Doesn't fall for the first little peek, and now he just has to focus forward to the left. Nobody comes through the fire. He was worried about it. Vanity's going to come up empty-handed as Naf pushes and punctures his way through, but he's playing with utility. Jonji, do we play the same game? He just ran through a smoke versus Naf. Why? Naf thinks he's looking in the mirror, dies, bomb still not planted until now, but even then, Zeppa and Steel have at least been able to get closer.
Oh, he's livid. He's livid. Jonji running through the smoke like that. I mean, now it's actually going to be a save out from the CTs. Zeppa still here poking around at these angles, asking to be killed for pretty much no reason. I'd say there's probably not a good... He should just leave, is what I'm trying to say, to save his gun for the next round. Because I guess they cleared out flank for a second and entertained the idea of coming back, but yeah, now they're out of it. Man, yeah, I mean, Jonji running through the smoke, that would drive me up the wall. And on top of getting the kill, but it didn't seem to matter. Liquid bully their way back in A. Voltage played everything so well but then didn't trust his Molotov to at least delay for him a little bit. If he had just gotten that kill, fell back to his position, and then assumed the next kill would come from the wraparound, he could have maybe got that kill, then check the Molotov, see nothing there, come back, got another kill, stop the A-take in its tracks, and there would have been no conversation for Liquid when it came to winning that round. So that one, even though Liquid won, honestly, I think Chaos played it a little bit better up until that point. They had also not overreacted with utility or rotations when Liquid tried to fake out B twice.
So what do you think is the next move here, Mohan? What do you think either team has to pull off? Because I'm worried about just the economy of Chaos, you know? Team Liquid are going to start rolling this if you give them the space. I mean, you know, sure, Naf's caught off by Jonji coming up of stairs with that aggression, but don't forget how quickly Nafly also pushed himself.
Yeah. I mean,
if we're cranking the dial.
Yeah, well, if I'm Liquid, I'm just thinking about B more than anything else. Like pressing the advantage, maintaining the economic advantage. You have so much utility to try to bait fakes it, or try to bait out utility if you want to. And if you draw that out, then you have a huge advantage. But okay, Chaos with one flash, Jonji with just the UMP is untradeable. No, okay. Twist comes through, picks it up. Very, very important that he did so because that's that's something that should have not happened in the first place. They group up towards long. Looks like they've got their eyes set on it, but it's not a majority short control setup. They're not really going to throw that much utility into the site.
Yeah, so if they can cut off Nafly first, then suddenly its eye is focused on long, but here comes Twist. Severely damaging Voltage, chucking him to the wayside with ease. Naf, still as he pleases, trying to find some kind of contact. He blows Zeppo away through the box. Steel will get him with a wallbang of his own, but this is a 1 versus 4 for the Capitaine of Chaos. Now, oh, I got tricked by the outline. I was expecting a player to jump short, like, what are you doing? Never mind. As expected, he has to walk away.
You can see the funneling effect of the Molotovs as they work out of Monster. So they throw one to headshot to make sure no one's on the right. Once that guy's pushed out, they start to push him back even further by swinging on the pillar, Molotoving the side of pillar, Molotoving pit, and now everybody goes into the back of pit, and then Nafly comes out to kill the guy either in CT or the guy who's peeking behind default. But they're just trying to funnel these players into the back of the site so that they can all face forward with their rifles, not worry about their right or behind them. And then that's when it's an easy round for the T's. And that's why it's really hard to try to hold on to the B side on overpass. And the thing is, it's not all that easy to retake either. So it's in my view, it's a pretty T-sided site. The only remedy for the situation, kind of like on A side, is to push out for control or to try to get a kill like Jonji did with that flash from Zeppa off short. If you don't do something like that, or you're not, you don't have a numbers advantage before the execute comes out, I think it's a pretty nice site to take for T's with the right utility.
And what about this double op setup, Launders? You think this could be a solution?
That's another remedy too, yeah, for sure. Especially you get a dry pick like this, no utility to respond, a great nade on the fallback, so much invisible, unconfirmed damage here, and Voltage can continue to hold on to this angle for as long as he likes.
Damn, what a round to land a nade like that. You know, it's one thing when you hit a clump of 4 pistol players on an eco or something, but he just gets 2 walking riflemen, both to now near 50. Ooh, interesting. He's gotten past the bathroom stairs, but there's a player just out there. He's mollied off for the moment, but Voltage, he cheats forward just an inch and skewers Nitro. Now he's got to turn his back around because he knows he's in a pickle. What? He just grabbed another one.
And that was Dewey only giving him a shoulder, too, trying to fall out.
As our perspectives swap back to the bomb site, where also importantly, Jonji's locking down long. He got that op shot off. Incredible round from Voltage. Excellently done.
Yeah, we got a snapshot of Stewie's last moment there, that final frame before he died. Voltage looked like he was going to get shot in the back, basically. And I think, yeah, we don't even get to really see it because he killed Stewie turning around and then turned his attention back. But that's obviously him playing this position with a lot more confidence in the angle that he's facing, trusting his teammates to cover off the other side of bathrooms.
And you mentioned earlier, like the in terms of like the eye test for Voltage or trying to identify his impact, like numerically it was there on Mirage, but you didn't quite see it. Overpass lends itself to that. Opping CT side of Overpass can be the most glorious time, and I think that Voltage played that position to a T, and it just kind of highlights the playground that is Bathrooms as an opper. If you can manage the big cannon up close, it's a thing of beauty, but unfortunately for John G, what? Okay, he still gets one. Sorry. That's not supposed to happen, but alas, it's where we've been left off. A minute on the clock and a 4v3 advantage for Liquid, but they're walking into a fully stacked site. Zeppa turning heads on Mirage with 30 kills. Is now going to be tested. So Vanity, shoots a couple of bullets, but his teammates have been ripped clean away. Voltage is left alone in a moment.
Holy smokes.
Nicely done by Team Liquid.
Wow, they've got this focus towards Monster. It's a contact explode, and they don't even Molotov headshot in that situation. They decided to come out, swing on it, twist, and I believe it was Nafly who's the one who takes on headshot. Twist is looking kind of directly to his left, and they both deliver. That's an optimal situation. Otherwise, Zeppa maybe gets one. They go 1 for 1 and then they trade out from there. But that is, once again, trusting your teammate to cover another spot while you can focus on your entry. So, nice pathing there from Team Liquid to get into B site.
The reward, Mohan, that lead that Chaos had started this game with, 5-0 at one point, versus this eco, is most certainly going to be cut down to a single round lead. Ooh. Mows him down. Elige lines him up, and that's Chaos still, yes, of course, hanging on, but just by 1 as they buy back, and Team Liquid attempt to tie at 6.
Yeah, we'll see, man. These slow starts have been haunting Team Liquid. It didn't work out for them well. It's like, even though they had, I don't know, it feels like the slow starts are a huge problem. Even though Liquid look good all of a sudden, they're still behind a little bit. They should be stomping on this T side. We'll move into the next half. It'll probably be really difficult as well for Chaos, but still, Liquid look fallible, and I think that's the overarching storyline at the moment. Donji has 18 out of 37 frags and 4 out of 6 MVPs. 4 out of 6 MVPs. Wow, he's got all the Valve score. This is his rank up game, guys.
Are you global yet, Mohan?
He's gonna get that global. Am I global yet?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Notice he didn't answer. Notice he didn't answer.
Are we talking about, are we factoring? Okay.
Not now, Mohan. You can't defend yourself. It's time for a gun round. Sorry about that. Awful time.
Cast.
Too bad.
You cast.
We've got John G on the forefront. Nafly is trying to hold him, but seeing as he's alone, they outmuscle him. Shoulder to shoulder. Him and Vanity taking control of Connector. Now, there is one route that's wide open, and I think Team Liquid already realized it. Elige, he's worked his way to the forefront of the A site. Voltage, he's trying to keep his attention turned, but he catches him. Excellently done here, Voltage. He's keeping his head on a swivel, dealing damage versus Stewie, too. Okay. He's up close. But that bomb site's compromised because a second kill comes in. Oh, and Twist follows up. It looked like Voltage had done enough for Chaos to maintain, but now it's all thrown back up in the air. Bomb's been thrown down, though. Vanity with a double, and Nitro has 100 health to try and hold off these last 2 defenders. The bomb is planted front dice. He's tucked long. They're already starting to clear out the opposite side of the bomb site, so the eyes are going to fall on him. John G turns. John G dies, and now Vanity just needs to trade this, but Nitro's got them both. Team Liquid tying the game at 6.
Nitro is really good at holding angles. Potter brought it up on the desk, the virtual E-desk, that Nitro is a great overpass player. These are the positions that he loves to be in. And we saw his sensitivity get tested to the maximum in some of those clutches on Mirage. Here, playing long from that spot where everybody's within a 20-degree radius, he's not dropping that. He wins that 6 times out of 6. Yeah, I picked an arbitrary number.
Oh, yeah, no, we got pistol players getting aggressive here. Most certainly outgunned. Looks Looks like Twist wants to follow through. There's that moment of hesitation, though. Are all 5 of them in the water, he asks. But no, it is just steel left over. And he has been hunted down like a wounded rabbit. Voltage. He's trying to find the flank Mohan, but I think by the time he gets here, Naf has wind of what's up. And down he goes. Team Liquid taking the lead on this T side.
I was expecting more of the full executes, but they're doing a lot of contact explodes, and it's working. And you know what? Contact explodes are easier. They take less effort. They're more fun. So if it's working and you're having more fun, why would you change anything, Connor?
You know, the beauty of contact explodes is that the instructions are in the title. Contact and explode. And it's really that simple. I don't know why people aren't better at Counter-Strike, really.
That's true. Well, I guess we both have as many majors as Liquid, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Bad times.
I mean, I think we at least get like a semi-final showing, you know? No credit at all? Seems so. But utility. That's what got Twist low, and Zeppa is what takes him down. However, not for free. There's an exchange happening over here at this B bomb site. There's frag grenades being thrown, damage being dodged, and Jonji taking him by surprise through the smoke. Poor Naf. Sucks to be him.
Indeed it does. Oh.
Hey.
Can hear the blood. Yeah, some damage done. I think the violence is paused. It's on hiatus. Now Voltage up to bat. We'll see how he does from within the site. Looks like he'll try to recede a little bit, play it more passively. He's holding onto bank, which is nice. And oh my god, they didn't even clear him inside of the bank. That could have been a free kill there for Nitro, but he was worried about close right. And it ends up making a lot of sense. Wow, Nitro wants this fight. He is stuck between 2 tough positions, and now will find a way to fall back. Very lucky to be alive.
I feel like Nitro's just toying with his food, man. He's taking the peaks, he's given the chances, but he's not been able to connect any. They're tapping that bomb to get the peaks out, and it is flawless once the retake gets started. Chaos, all 3 kills, no further casualties. They make it look easy, and I think in retrospect, that's why we've got to give a little bit of praise here to Voltage. You know, he if you compare this round to the last time he was on a solo A-hold, remember, he peeks out, catches a liege, knows that they're coming, and then re-peeks into a very predictable position so that Nafly takes him and Liquid follow through onto the bomb site. This time around, you clearly saw his caution. He immediately tucked into bank, despite being fully blind to survive because it goes unchecked, and then just kept snaking his way back deeper and deeper so that they could go all in on the retake. Excellently done, and it leaves us right here. Round 15, the last of the first half. Chaos managing to tie it the moment Team Liquid took a lead, and now somebody's going to get that 8 before we swap sides. It's a big lineup on Monster. Zeppa, who we have not heard of all map long, comes alive on holding that down. Naf, the last man up. He's got an entire team ahead of him, and it seems like Chaos, after slowly spoon-feeding the lead back to Liquid round after round across these 15, have decided to take it back themselves to finish here. But Naf, instead of very smoothly letting us transition into the halftime break, is going to awkwardly force me to pass it back to you.
Yeah, and now we'll see. We have to entertain the thought that he might pull off this 1v5 clutch because, of course, it is Nafly. He's done crazier things.
What?
50 seconds left. He has the bomb. There's a... Oh, okay. Wow, I was slightly blind too. So, yeah, Voltage gets shocked by somebody coming up from stairs when he thought there was no chance he made that big of a rotate. Who knew that Sloss moves so much in so little time? They haven't rotated out just yet.
Whoa.
Was started off as an awkward meme, is now becoming a real thing.
This is the world we live in. This is real. 20 seconds. The closest player as well is incredibly lit. If he takes the time to clear underneath bank, he could just shoot the kneecaps out of this last player.
Oh, he's in a good spot.
Yeah, he could stick this. Now he's going to hear the one-man sprinting already. Could get eyes on the bank man too, but dodges a couple bullets, takes damage, and dies. So in the end, it's all for nothing. And as expected, Chaos are able to close out this half with a 1-round lead. They started 5-0, and they will end 8-7. But who takes advantage of the second half? You're all going to have to wait, and we'll be back after a very quick break.
Money is the game, power is the aim. City's gonna pay when you got nothing to lose. Got nothing to lose. He's got nothing to lose. Got nothing to lose. Yeah, gonna war. He's a gangster. Yeah, he's a gangster. He's a gangster. Yeah, he's a gangster. Sold his soul, it wasn't cheap. Spending on a one-way street. More. He was born under a bad star. It's called hard work, sex, and pain. Money is the game, power is the aim. City's gonna pay when you got nothing to lose. He's got nothing to lose. It's in too deep, soul to soul, and it wasn't cheap. He's got nothing to lose. Still got nothing to lose.
First half that leaves us wondering, just like the first map did, where this one's gonna go. Because this has been a series of questions, Mohan, and I guess slowly we've been drip-fed a series of answers. So I'm just gonna, again, let this one speak for itself as we have 15 rounds or more to go. As Team Liquid switch over to the CT side of the Decider map, the opening BO3 of Dreamhack Masters North America.
Oh, be a good one. That's the perfect time to swing that door open.
Ouch.
Oh,
Just gets
getting set up.
slapped. And Naf, all the while, has found the backside of this setup, so everything's kind of slown into question. Just as quickly as that comes to a start, it kind of grinds to a halt. And Naf's looking for one better. He's firing through the fences, a very awkward duel. Suddenly somebody's going to come from behind him too. That's Jonji, who puts him to bed. So, Elige, 7 health, Nitro full bar. Both on this B site, and Steel has completely cleared out A. So the question will be, how do we get the bomb up there?
They just need to wait for the pushes, because Liquid are going to have to. Yeah, they know Steel's holding this. They just have to, like, get these free kills, basically. And that's basically round 1 here. Yeah. Shouldn't be a chance. They're going to race Nitro into the site, but Steel's got the fallback with that long-term plan going on while they were trying to get outside of B. Everything went so well for Chaos. The early B setup didn't even fall into place yet before they swung that door open. Push was jumping up and got flashed by Vanity, so this was some good timing here for Chaos, but it should have been unexpected for Liquid, something like that happening. They just were just a moment or two from getting comfortable in their positions. But you'd think, the Glocks coming through the door and short B, they have a pretty big advantage versus the USPs who are huddled up trying to watch these two angles that are kind of across from each other.
Scout by. I love it.
And Chad, if my voice starts dropping, I don't want to see a single Mr. Destructoid, okay? Not a single one.
Not even one?
Not even one.
round's gonna slow down, okay? Everybody just take a moment, take a nice deep breath, and just bask in the tension that is Chaos with an economic advantage and a round lead versus Team Liquid, alright? Enjoy these moments, they don't happen too often. And then, another deep breath, and remember how good Liquid actually are, and that the odds of them potentially turning this on its head could be stronger than you expect. This is the CT side of Overpass. They have been rushed by far better teams on this map, so we shall see. But here comes the MAC-10s into the B-bomb site. They're already working magic. The scout has found nothing, and neither have those pistol players. MTM players, they play a player. They're all gone. They're gonna hang on to what they have.
Vanity's been throwing a lot of utility and been doing it really well. He's been in the homicide report with a lot of these flashbangs. He's been an accessory to a lot of these crimes that have worked out so well, flashing his teammates into positions to get kills. Just want to note that, okay? For all my players in the back lines, okay? Not getting credit for their work. Your flashes matter, bro. Yeah, the support staff, exactly.
Oh, poor Nafly. He thought he was going to get away with it. I mean, that's how thorough they are in this moment. Look, Steel's laughing about it. We boosted. They didn't even go through the door to give him a fair chance at defending himself, Mohan.
Look, they even have a fan.
At least one.
At least one.
At least one. The camera angle has changed since the series started. We now get a sneak peek of whatever's going on in the kitchen. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of snoopy like that. I'm looking, you know? What's for dinner?
Egg
right now? Yeah.
Actually,
right
Steel
now,
can cook.
Steel can cook? Is that what you just said?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's also a pretty good, not a mixologist, but a good bartender. He used to go to his place and he had like every liquor you could imagine. None for you, Zeppa, you're too young. But everyone else, they can have a drink. Steel's a good bartender.
Vanity is trying to make that magic happen. The Galil was popping off. There's a good little bit of recoil control for the second headshot. I liked it. I was amused. But obviously this round not meant to excite us too much. We all do need a breather from time to time. We're just cutting through the pistols. Oh god, dude, the Galil is such a fun gun now.
I highly recommend the Galil Chatterbox.
Yes, I have one.
What's the piece of the Galil there that goes back and forth? What's that called?
That would be referred to as the bolt, I believe.
The bolt. So on the Chatterbox, the bolt goes back and forth, and it makes the skull design on the gun look like the teeth are chattering, and that's why it's called the Chatterbox. Really cool skin.
Really cool skin.
Yeah, I like that one. All right, rifle round, 7-11. Not unlosable for either team. Okay, not unlosable for either team.
Got the flash over of Playground. No hyper aggression here, just Nitro posting up with the op.
Oh, the triple grenades, I think. I don't even know where those landed, but they didn't do any damage. It looked like they were very close to Nafly. But he seemed to be in a very good position to avoid him. Either way, that's some, like, you know, those HEs could have been spread out across 3 positions and done really big damage. So it's always a risk to try to triple nade something, especially if you're not going to use it, because then the information that people are in that spot isn't as valuable. Twist, nice kill. Defending, as he always does outside of Monster. This is where you can find him. He loves playing hard positions like these, high frag positions, and almost always delivers.
Ooh, be careful. Be careful if you are coming around these bathroom corners. Nitro, as Potter elegantly put, a king at holding these lines. Man knows angles. But can he hold them all? Because there are 3 players barreling towards him. The flashbangs are landing, and the first shot does. Jonji's able to cross over towards the site. There's a long player to try and lend a helping hand, and they have been able to put a stop to the bomb plant. 25 seconds for Voltage to run and hide. Goodbye.
Yeah.
They've taken the bomb from him, and the round follows suit. That's an 8th for Liquid, as Chaos hold at 11.
Put the op in the luggage and a stamp on the passport and get the hell out of here. You're lucky to be alive, kid. You gotta love the patience there from Nitro to hold on to that same angle for as long as he did. Just trusting his teammates gonna hold the other side. You know, that's kind of all you really need. That's the experience coming into play. And that's obviously the rest of his teammates delivering. So, 8 to 11, things get a bit closer. This is Twist getting that initial kill. Now this spot is hard to see sometimes, so it works for a couple of reasons. Number one, you're hard to pre-fire because you're elevated. Number two, someone could run directly down the tunnel or right through a smoke and not notice you on first glance, like clear hard right, or even swing on headshot, and you have a chance to get the first bullet off. And that's obviously the value of sitting in a kind of a gimmicky position like that, even though it's right in the middle of the line of sight of Monster.
Another creep and crawl. This has, I feel like, a mirrored tension compared to what was the first gun round of this T side, when all of a sudden Chaos started trying to slip through any cracks they could. I mean, I've got to say, Jonji has a tall order having to clear out Connector entirely on his own here.
Yeah, an even taller thing waiting on the other side.
Yeah. The taller totem. I mean, he's wary about a boost in through windows, so I mean, at least they're very much cautious on any sort of B short control that Liquid may be holding on to. But again, that's completely foregone. It is very much Liquid just holding on the sights. It's only now that Nitro starts to get a little curious and posts his sniper up on bathrooms. Ooh, lands the shot versus Vanity, doesn't take the kill. A T-Molly burns him out from being able to re-peek, but now he has a teammate by his side as Naf is going to rotate upwards. So Team Liquid trying to push their front line forward before the commitment from Chaos, but who's to say there's a commitment? Because that bomb's starting to cheat its way back over towards Monster. So in just a few seconds, we're going to get Chaos trying to barrage their way through B. And so far, it has not worked. Stewie gets that first kill, gets traded back and forth. The 3v3 ensues, and that is where Chaos get themselves a little bit of leeway. If Nitro peaks, Voltage has him held. If, however, Elige walks up short, he could find so many backs turned. There's the first one, offers down. Vanity, 22 HP. Zeppa, 56. But they only have to focus forward onto Nitro. He is dodging grenades and bullets aplenty, and he just has now a chance to breathe. They've stopped, and they're going to let him take the lead. Go for the shot, which he hits, and now it's the 1v1. Zeppa's on the ramp, has the smoke to cover, tries to go and cross, doubles back and takes him down. It's Chaos with the round. 12 to the scoreboard.
Oh my god, that was honestly, overall, I'm really glad Chaos won that, even though it was a good try from Nitro in the clutch, because the way they moved around the map was very fluid. They had the A-side attack, 30 seconds remain, they cut noise, move over towards B, move into this B site exec with tons of utility, and when I glanced over, I thought, wow, they must have used way more utility, and this will be a hard site to take. No, they did a great job of holding on to it, and enough to make sure they could execute competently. Oh my god, a great grenade though, to answer back into this following round, even though Liquid are only on pistols. But yeah, that was just a nice round throughout for Chaos. So many good moves.
Can they follow suit? Look at the result, of course. Team Liquid, desperate with their pistols, but Steel, oh man, he's stuck in an awful spot. He's got players jumping all around him. The comms are going to get chaotic now. Ooh, and a huge deagle shot for Twist to hit. Zeppa tries to double back. Look at his HP. Both him and Steel on shaky legs. So you'd think that Jonji and Vanity have to take the reins here, but they're separate. Jonji, if he dies to Elige, if another pistol player from Liquid can succeed, then that's going to spell disaster. So close, but he nails it. And now they could sprint up to that A site if they want to. It is completely clear.
Yeah, that's the free move. And it looked like Jonji knew exactly what Elige was going to do. Probably knew it was Elige even, based on setups. He seemed very confident about that play, so credit to them for kind of believing in it. Now it looks like the Shadow is going to betray our men on Optimus. Nitro very low on the site. Nafla gets a body shot deagle kill and it's still 3v3.
Oh no, another...
Jonji, and the numbers are getting whittled down, but it's just Stewie. He has a half armor and he can stop the plant. In fact, he does.
Now he puts that flash up, and he's going to go for one better. Jonji, he's planting back around the other side of Dice. The bomb comes up, the AK's ready. Yui goes for the spray, but Chaos are going to take it. An incredibly close round, all things considered. A nonsensical round at times when you see Steel trying to dodge players inside of these smokes. Naf with dirty deagles across the map. And yet Chaos still just barely get that through. So if anything, Team Liquid have just sent a message, Mohan. They're not done yet, because even with pistols, you cannot write them off. 5 rounds the lead for Chaos, but let's go.
Jonji's 29 and 10. We're only at round 22.
What? Since when?
He just got that last kill. He's 1 away from 30, and we're on round 22.
Who let him do that? When did this happen? I thought Jonji cooled off after his
I think there's collusion among Team Liquid to help him out. Taking turns dying to him to allow him to get to this point. Together.
We're padding stats, man. Something's going on. But right now, it's not looking hot. Less successful than the pistol round that preceded this one.
Oh, 30!
Team Liquid don't have a solution. Jonji, yep, there it is. The old 3-0. And the 5v2 is where we're left over. Can Elige do much? I mean, Nitro, as he has been, focused here towards these bathroom angles, looking to swing that op around, but he knows he's compromised. However, he could read Zeppa. Doesn't best him, though. Now Elige down on that B site. He knows his flank's open. He knows his players trying to move forward, and still he has managed to cut 2 down. This is a 1 versus 4 attempt from Elige. He dodges the flash, gets the 3rd. How about the last? Vanity's close. Over on ramp. It's a matter of millimeters, and Chaos are gonna take it.
2 1v1s following each other. They both go the way of Chaos. Obviously, a 1v4 attempt from Elige. So where the hell was his team? But that's a couple of rounds that literally even out the game if Liquid win them both. Man, a number of crazy things are happening right now. The most prevalent is that Chaos are 2 away from winning the series. That's, of course, the one on everyone's mind.
And a forced issue on that M4. Elige, single weapon here for Team Liquid to try and work with. I mean, listen, he almost won the last round single-handed, so why not try again?
I agree with that logic, you know, and they've got rounds to work with, too.
Out of nowhere, we're going to go with the long A creep and crawl. Now you see a body inside of bathrooms, and you have 2 options. Either you go fishing down there for it, trying to clear out the second prong of your assault, or you just double down on the long A hit, which would assume that there's nobody there because they push bathrooms, which is correct, but that's a very bold play to make. Jonji lining up 2 bodies. The A site crumbles beneath the pressure of Chaos again. They will have 7 map and match points versus Team Liquid.
Bomb has been planted.
Twist and Naf should just walk away. Just for confidence sake. Let it slide. You never meant to win this one anyways.
I can't believe this. Yeah, 32 and 11, and now the game's almost wrapped up, and it's like they're calling curtains early too. I mean, they literally Liquid have not done anything on this side. I really thought that this was going to be the most difficult part for Chaos. Not just overpass, but T-side overpass. That maybe this was when they would be tested the most. Where Liquid would have the easiest time sitting back, letting Twist 3K on Monster, letting Nitro 2-3K on A-site while everyone rotates in. But Chaos, it feels like they're gelling in a way that doesn't make sense for how little they've played together, all 5.
Right. It's like it's gelling in the sense that like you see them piecing together the decision as a team, but there have also just been some shining moments of individuals. You know, Jonji not hesitating there, deciding to most certainly go down and clear out bathrooms, gets the absolute confirmation that A site's clear. But let's go. Let's let everything that's happened stay in the past and focus on what's ahead, because Nitro has gotten the 5v4. Nitro has given Liquid a fresh breath of air. However, takes some damage as he tries to fall back. Still, man advantage. Oh, there are so many angles for him to work.
Yeah. He picks his favorite. Tight line of sight, cuts off everything, doesn't have to move, only has to worry about long, covered by a liege. Nades go over. It's a bit fast, but so is he.
He's got 2 players ahead of him and 2 others over on long, but he also has 2 teammates just behind him. So Team Liquid are actually in a good position to try and lock this down. Oh, but Zeppa gets him. And here comes Naf. A single kill for him. Traded. And these trade frags are efficient. However, a liege. That's the one that turns it back. Chaos had gotten numbers even just to lose it yet again. Bomb and
body for steal.
That would have been a shot and a half.
It's not going to be that much of a surprise to Twist if they come towards B. He's in a pretty good spot. They've got a rotator to help as well. Stewie in that strong position. Vanity go down first. Steele's got to split open a crossfire with just an AWP. It's unlikely. And they show us why he doesn't get that first kill. Yeah, they've actually won around here, finally. And it didn't even look like they were going to for a lot of that. If a liege didn't lock off John G, they literally lose the game.
I don't want to say like, oh, they've won one as if it's a complete surprise or that it's a disappointment. It's just more so like I'm not expecting at this point. You know, Chaos has really created a T-side to believe in, let's say. But here we go. Another attempt over towards Monster. Stewie 2K's had enough of your fun and games. He tries to lock it down and does so with a double. Bomb's been thrown open by Twist, and they know. All the bodies start to line up as Vanity has to walk away, lick his wounds, and try to come back in on this. But 40 health, 1v4. I bet CT all.
Pepper that in there. B exec through Monster. You know, rush into the tunnels. We saw Liquid. You know, Zeppa shut them down. Liquid tried that. This time Stewie. You know what? I think, you know, Stewie's been lifting a lot of weight on the B side, I feel like, with some of these holds. Even between Short and Monster, where it feels like his position is mainly to support Twist in getting more kills. He's been doing a good job here on the CT side of either getting trades when nobody else is getting them, or, you know, getting 2 for himself. There's another example of that. There's not really a good reason for Vanity to try this.
If I was a gambling man, I would bet that Steel is having a little conversation right now.
I've been to the casino with you. Maybe that's why you'd bet.
So, how's your day?
Yeah, thank you. I'm great. And yourself?
I'm doing all right.
Good. I think
Actually,
we're worried about losing this.
We got Counter-Strike back on the menu. It's nice to hear your voice, Launders. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a couple months of a drought.
Dude, I've been playing chess.
Have you?
Yeah, I mean, it's freaking.
How's that go? You're like player 1 now.
And he's
a chess man.
Is he?
Yeah. When he stopped playing Counter-Strike and just focused on school, he was playing chess on stream all the time.
Oh wow. I mean, I blow, so. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting game. Counter-Strike's also an interesting game that probably has a lot of parallels to chess. Positioning is everything, as they say. If there's one day, there's going to be a day where we'll have sayings that some great players have said, that we all that we all mirror, and we all recite, but nobody knows what the source was.
And we have a couple of good player quotes.
Yeah, and I'm going to start making them up right now, because nobody knows where those quotes come from in the first place. So I'm going to be like, this positioning is everything. That's the first quote that I made up.
Okay.
From a famous player in the history of Counter-Strike, yeah.
And buckle in, folks, okay? We distracted you with the sleight of hand for just a moment because we knew that we were burning time and taking pauses and talking, but hey, the action's come back. Not in full force, of course. This was not the total buy Vanity single rifle, but it wasn't too successful out the gates. It seems that Steel dies early, so he can keep flapping his lips for the time being from the sideline, like that one over-enthusiastic dad at soccer practice. And all the while, his teammates will just try to do their best at walking forward with Glocks in hand. Maybe vanity gives us something to scream about, but odds are Elige keeps those eyes forward. And with the stack on this A side, it should all be ripped down. So as expected, burnt to a crisp. Solid stuff for Team Liquid. And this is what we had to remember. You know, it would have been too easy to forget when Chaos hit 15 that Team Liquid are one of the best teams in the entire world. So,
yeah,
again,
four
more rounds to go.
Be, for sure. Yeah, this would be a really, I mean, this, you know, I think this would be the three, this would be the trifecta of matches to lose where you'd really have to start questioning Liquid, because I think the question mark's already big enough at 15-11. A very famous scoreline in North America, by the way. But I think this is already a really terrible situation for Liquid, whether they win or lose. But yeah, with losing to Cloud9 and Furia on top of this, you know, that's when things are, the conversation is undeniably against Liquid when it comes to what their form is like right now. Even if some of those maps were close, I mean, it's like, is a win just a win? No, they should be beating Chaos easily.
Posturing. Chilling outside of the A site. Nice angle from Stewie. That one catches them off guard. Can't blame them for not seeing it coming. Nitro's op connects another one. And the bomb's been thrown down into the open. So again, the pistol players have been dispatched of as expected. 3 rounds here. 3 map and match points for Chaos to try and close this. It is difficult as a newer and less experienced team. You could even argue less talented to even get to this scoreline. To have the resilience to bounce back from a whooping on Inferno, but now to close this, that is a challenge in and of itself. So
dude, they got Jonji, the T5 bomb, man. He has 33 kills. If he has one great round, that's all they need, and it's on T side. He can be leading the charge and play third in, whatever gets him the most kills. And those nades finally work. Triple nades go over. One misses slightly, and that's why Naf lives. But that could have been the entry into the B site. They would have gone through this freaking fire to get into this site if they got that kill.
Twist still flirting with the idea of peeking Monster Man, but I wouldn't want to do that. Voltage, he's sitting right on the other side. Again, the Monster smoke goes down, so Chaos are taking everything they can for free. They've got the connector control, short B, bomb outside of Monster, 50 seconds. Dwindling utility on Team Liquid as well.
Yeah, they got no fire grenades, man, to stop this, and there's going to be a lot coming their way, too.
Right here, right now, this is it. This is the push. Theo with a little bit of a team kill, but at least gets one back. It's Stewie with the double. That could be the difference maker. Now, fly here to try and pick up pieces. Jonji, what are you made of, man? 33 kills already, and he'd have to push it to 36 right here, right now. He's down, and Liquid are 1 round closer. 2 to go to push this into overtime. And the money, yet again, as it has been in the last 3 rounds for Chaos, barring this final gun round, is gone. Its odds are half buy and a final gun round in the 30th.
They need some better flashes to help them get into the site, because I think some of the positions that are being peaked could have been taken care of with some good utility. They also had a lot of Molotovs to use there. I'm not sure where they landed, but basically, you know, this funnel up the short B is something that's going to be watched by somebody. There's a lot of position on the site where people can peek from, whether it's the side of the pit that usually gets mollied, or beside headshot where somebody just peeked. A lot of these positions shouldn't be able to be peeked honestly, and yet they were, and Chaos got mowed down. I mean, there's people in the back that take damage from a guy spraying blindly into a choke point, and not literally blindly because he wasn't blind, but just down that same range, and there's going to be people who get hit that had no business getting hit, and that's why it's important to make sure that they can't peek those angles. So we'll see. That round also, Napfly got extremely hurt in the back of the site. Chaos grouped up outside of B again, this time with just pistols. They've tried B 3 times in a row now, I think. No reason to believe that this would be any different.
12 times the charm.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, just maybe. Obviously still at such a disadvantage. And you can tell, Team Liquid, knowing that they have that wiggle room, the weapon advantage to work with, pushing up, posting up, and knocking them down. At least a peg. Still 4 members up here for Chaos, but the majority of Team Liquid still stacked over towards the B site, so things are not going to get any easier. Stewie takes a bullet to the face, and whoa! Twist with a TK in the middle of it all, that's going to fluster him. He fumbles the hold. He TKs as Naf is fumbling grenades. Because of that, 2 openings for the T's, and now Voltage goes one better.
And they know Nitro's here.
Out of thin air, Chaos maybe close this on map 3.
And they had to go and get the bomb, so they avoided all of Nitro's damage utility.
He's got the AK swapped over. He's got the smoke and the flash to try and play. No utility for the T's to hold on, and Voltage is so incredibly low.
He killed him!
Oh, he's got it! Zeppa, of course, the god of map 2, comes to life in the 1v1, and Steel can't believe it. When is the last time Steel picked up a victory not on one map, but a match versus the top of North America? Chaos Esports Club, the winners of the very first match of this tournament. Mohan, if this BO3 is a sign of things to come, this is going to be an incredible 12-day group stage.
Jonji's Canadian, Steel's Canadian, we're Canadian. Maybe it was just meant to happen. Maybe it was just meant to be this way, Connor. Unreal. That's crazy. I can't believe we just saw that on Overpass. And in those final moments,